to the Fanatic channel. What's good with you? We are here on a Saturday for week 0 of college football, and we've got Kansas State versus Iowa State here today. Kansas State's going to kick the ball off, so Iowa State will get the football here first. Here, two teams starting off the season ranked here in the top 25 here. Who will get that first W of the college football season here? We're going to find that out here. But man, what a game we've got in store here today to get us started with college football. Lots of football here today, whether we're talking college football, whether we're talking the NFL preseason, there's lots of football here today, and that makes JB happy. So let's see how this one's going to play here for them. All right, so right now, Cyclones with the football. So they're going to shuffle the tight ends here. Shotgun formation, one receiver, three tight ends, one back. Feeds it to the back off the right side here. Going to pick up about a good 3 yards on that carry. See how it's going here to get us started here. Samuel came through early and he said, "Hey, what's up, bro? JB at Dallas, Texas. What's good with you, Samuel?" And Samuel says, "Be sure to like and subscribe and have that notification bell turned on." Appreciate you there, Samuel. And so let's see, Mr. JB comes through there. And so what's good with you? It's a run play off the left, tripped up. Tripped up there. Now we got a third down coming up, a tackle by McIntosh for Kansas State. So now a third down. Can Iowa State move the chains here? So far, they've elected to run the ball back-to-back times here, but they're going to need another 3 yards here to get that first down marker. 3rd and 3 coming up. And again, the opening drive of the college football season right here. All right, 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Back goes in motion. Quarterback's going to keep it himself here. Looking, runs, spins, and gets the first down. Nice move there on the play. And so far they've come out looking to establish the ground game early and often in this one. Phoenix in the building. You can't talk anything Kansas without talking Phoenix. What's good with you? And so Phoenix rooting for Kansas State says, "Let's go, JB Nation." What's good with you? We've got Laney in the building as well. What's good? Laney says, "Hey, JB. Hey to you. How are you?" So now 2nd and 6 here for Iowa State. Looking to try to put together some type of a scoring drive here. They're going to opt for their first pass play of the game. It's high, but it's incomplete. He just couldn't reel it in. Green tried, but he just couldn't reel it in. And who made it more difficult for him? Well, that secondary. And that time you can see Beck threw it a little high, but still the receiver had a chance to get it, but that linebacker made sure that he did not make that catch. And Samuel says, "What up, Laney?" All right, 3rd and 6. So another third down situation. Can they get another first down here in the first quarter with 12 minutes and 44 seconds to go? This time we've got 3 receivers towards the top of the screen here, 1 tight end, bottom of the formation here, and the shotgun. Snaps the ball, 4 seconds on the play clock. In the pocket, pressure all around him, and gets him for the sack. That's a big time sack there by Kansas State, and that's how you get an offense off the field. And so that will bring out the punt unit. And again, he came off the edge there. Let's see. Did he just flat out beat the tight end? The tight end ran a route. Left tackle couldn't do much about that. 4th down coming up. A good job by Kansas State. And again, Kansas State, a lot of high expectations for Kansas State this season. Some people expect for Kansas State to win. Oh, he fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. Oh my goodness. That is not what you wanted to do. And that was Dalen Edwards, who's also their running back on the return, who just muffed it. Nobody knocked it out. He just lost it. What is he doing? Phoenix, talk to me. What is he doing? Laney, can you explain it? Phoenix says, how many team logos are on JB's jersey? I haven't even counted myself, Phoenix. That's a very good question. Because like there's someone in the back that I can't even see as well. One day I'm gonna have to actually count that. But man, look at that. My man got spooked. He saw the guy around him. He just lost focus. Their ball went right through his hands. That's crazy. That's crazy. So now Iowa State gifted with an opportunity now. First and goal. Can they capitalize here already? They're currently at the 8-yard line thanks to that muff punt here. Gift coming out early. They toss it to the back off the right guard. He's going to pick up maybe a yard on the carry. Second and goal coming up here for the Iowa State Cyclones. Phoenix says he's going to double down on that one. Definitely a what are you doing type of moment. What was he thinking should have been probably the question. What was he thinking? Like literally, that should have been an easy catch. Don't worry about the return. Just secure the rock. Oh man, second and goal. But it only matters if Iowa State can capitalize and you got to get a touchdown. You got the ball right into the red zone. If you're Iowa State, you got to score. But if you're Kansas State and you can stop them defensively, then hey, that means you're something special. That pass rush. Oh, got to him. Got to him. Oh man, I felt that. I felt his back hurt for him on that one. That was a good job getting back there. Wow, excellent job. So now, third down, this defense for Kansas State, they are coming out and showing like, hey, we are still legitimate. That's their bread and butter. Excellent job coming off that edge. Earlier in the drive, we saw the other side. So both tackles are getting beat like a drum on this first drive right here. If you're Iowa State there, that's certainly concerning. I understand why they're trying to run the ball early and often. But a third and goal situation here. Who's going to make a play? Gets the snap. Quarterback. Rush is coming. Throws one up there. Incomplete. But there's a flag. There's a flag. When in doubt, throw the yellow hanky. That seems to be the theme. So will Iowa State get another gift by the referee? Mr. Kansas State jersey number 3. Are you planning on getting one of those jerseys, Samuel, or you've already got one? All right, so let's look at the replay here and let's see exactly what happened. So what was he doing? You just stood there. Did you not expect that he was going to continue through the route? Why would you just reach out and grab that? He didn't have to do that. Just play defense. It would have been enough. But now, first and goal, once again, but he's going to be just short. So second and goal coming up. Does Kansas State have that dog in them where they can stop him, or will Iowa State finally punch it in there? In addition to that, you think about how long it's been. We haven't even seen Kansas State's offense yet. And we're about to hit that 10-minute mark here in the first quarter. You see the rain coming down. So I got to give a little bit of emphasis and say that there is some rain out there. So therefore, that contributed to that, muff punt, I'm sure. All right, here we go. Second and goal. What will Iowa State do? They toss to the back. He lost the ball. Oh, he lost. Nobody wants the ball tonight. Oh my goodness. Kansas State, they get the football. When you get the gift, but you give it right back. Wow. 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 When you're the secret Santa to the secret Santa that got you the gift, you gave it right back. Look at it. Look at it. Nobody wants the rock here. 45 has a nose for that football. He seems I can see that already. He's always around the football. But man, how about that? You get the muff punt, you get it in the goal line, you get a flag to extend the drive, and then you toss the ball. They might as well they should have just went ahead and did a quarterback sneak if they were just going to do all that. They should have did a quarterback sneak, in all honesty. Samuel says you wish you had a jersey there. Me too. I wish I had a jersey for almost every team. Almost every team. And so Phoenix says sports betting. And so I chose to actually just watch this one through for this one, just at the first game, and really not too much of an idea of what to do. I figure I would wait till halftime and see if I like anything at halftime. So nothing early on, but I'm sure that Lewis probably took over or under somewhere here. If he joins, it'll be interesting to know if he took the over or under. But man, that was an insane, like, first drive right there. We saw the punt muff. We saw the goal line. Then we saw the defense get a break. They flew to the football there, but Iowa State, you should have played it safe there. You know the ball's a little wet. Why toss the ball out like that? It's just why. But man, this rain is definitely gonna paint the story today, it seems. It says, you JB, so who did JB pick out of Iowa State and Kansas State? That's a very good question there. In this one, I project that Kansas State is gonna win against Iowa State. That's what JB projects. But I don't have a final score projection. But if Iowa State were to win, JB would not be upset. But I think Kansas State gets this one. So JB thinks that the Hurricanes will get beat by 14. Oh man. Hey, Hawk, what's good? And Braden. Are you rooting for Kansas State to win this one and beat up on Iowa State? Who do you guys have winning this one? It should still have the. Okay, so I can't put that in the comments at the same time. Okay. The- Crazy start to the college football season. I mean, to see a muff punt was crazy enough. And then they're at the goal line, and then a toss play where the ball just basically bounced all over the running back, and then just wow, crazy start. All right, so Samuel's got Kansas State also. Okay, is anybody rooting for Iowa State here? So now Kansas State with the football. It's rainy, it's wet, very slippery. So let's see what Johnson's got in store for us so far here. All right, shotgun. Gives it to the back again in the back. Going nowhere no time soon. It says, well, JB, some stuff came up unfortunately for your next Friday, so you don't know how many picks you'll be able to make in your fantasy draft. Oh, well, I understand stuff comes up, stuff comes up. I'm still trying to work with Old Man Mob because his Yahoo got hacked, and so he's not thinking that he'll be able to join our league. But I'm trying to help him come up with a solution so he'll still join. But we'll see how that goes. Um, so yeah, hopefully everything gets worked out for us. Oh, he dropped that one there, incomplete. Ball was slightly behind there, but still, I feel like he should have caught that one. The great ones would have made that catch. But let's look at that replay again. Johnson threw it. Gotta make that catch. You got to make that catch. You are the wide receiver on a scholarship. You got to make that catch. There was a good amount of space. If he makes that catch, that's a first down. Phoenix says you got two buddies for Iowa State. Okay. So Phoenix is like, hey, Kansas State got to come through for him. Punts on the way. All right, so from their own 43-yard line is where Iowa State gets the ball there. See how he secures the ball with that nice catch, ensure that he caught it. Braden's got Kansas State also. Okay. And yes, it's pouring. You said that sucks. You hope he gets that revolved. And so yeah, I mean that's crazy, man. That is crazy. That is crazy. Because he's reached out to Yahoo support, and Yahoo support has done what Yahoo does, which is not support. So hopefully that gets figured out for him there. All right, but we are at the commercial here. But man, that first quarter, it's already on the way pretty fast. 8 minutes and 41 seconds left to go here in the first. Come back, Iowa State will get the football again, and we'll see what they do with it. It says, "Good luck, Iowa State season." See, Phoenix says that he already smashed that like button. I appreciate that, Phoenix, and I appreciate you coming through here watching some Kansas State. I know Kansas plays later today. I can't remember who Kansas plays, but I remember thinking that I think Kansas plays, is it Fresno State today? I think they play Fresno State. I know that's later in the day, but shoot, you've got that. You've got the NFL games going as well. Lots of football today. Lots of football today. Any matchup already shown to be turnovers on both teams. So who wants it more? That's the question. So far, we have 0 passing yards from both quarterbacks. It's been about the running back so far. And again, we're at the commercial here. You see who's going to get the first points of the college football season. And again, State concern here, so they're going to opt to run the ball here. And look at that Kansas State defense flying to the football. Running back picked up a yard on the carry. 2nd and 9 coming up again here in the first quarter with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. And again, we're still scoreless in this one here, waiting to see who's going to score. We did see a team get all the way to the goal line in Iowa State, but they were not able to capitalize off the opportunity. Let's see if they can make something happen here on this drive. 2nd and 9 with 8 minutes to go. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Gets the snap, throws it quick to the receiver. The receiver gets the catch here. Knocked out of bounds. 3rd down coming up. So can they get a first down? All right, so Phoenix says came out of retirement and entered a wakeboard tournament and got lucky and got in the podium. First place, Phoenix. That wasn't luck. That was pure skill. You came out and showed them how it was done. Congrats. Congrats. Nice, nice. How did it feel? And what inspired the unretirement? You pulled the Rob Gronkowski, you know. You unretired there, came out there and made it do what it do. I like it. Now Betch threw in another incompletion there, 4th down coming up. And again, the rain's making it very difficult for these two teams today. All right, and then Samuel says you sleep and woke up 8:30 with your alarm clock. You know what, Samuel, for you, that's pretty late on a Saturday. You typically are up 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So those extra hours of sleep, I'm sure that felt nice. All right, this time they got a different returner back there for Kansas State. Can't blame them here. But yeah, that's what we love about football, adjusting to the elements. All the- So 1st and 10 here for the Kansas State Wildcats. Tight end goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Gets a snap on their own 15. Throws it. Ball is deflected. Caught by his own lineman, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow. Who had that on their bingo card? Ball gets deflected. Lineman says, wait a minute. I can actually run with the ball, but gets tackled immediately. Phoenix at 42 years old, you could not walk for 2 days, but it was worth it. Phoenix says he laid it all on the line, but it was worth it. That the venue had a brand rail to hit. You said you had to give it a go. You had to give it a go, and you did it. You did it. So again, congratulations there, and hey, that recovery there. May you recover quickly there. 2 days there, but hey, all worth it. That's what JB likes to hear. We should all be like Phoenix. Go out there, get us some W's. Just enjoy life. Just enjoy life, but make sure that your calendar is free the next couple of days for recovery for those of us that'll need it. It's a third down here, third and 13. Kent Johnson move the offense. Look at how far back the defensive backs are playing these receivers. Opt to run the ball here. All right, nice pickup on the carry, but it's not going to be nearly enough. Way short of that first down marker. It's Joe Jackson on the kick. First quarter at 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Again, still 0-0. Who's going to score the first points of the game? Nothing punter there. Trey doesn't touch it. There it is. So what did you dream of that? The state will take over in Kansas State territory at their 49-yard line. So the pacing of this game is great for anybody that took the under. I wonder if Lewis took the under or not. So we're doing real 20 right now. Here's the commercial. But yeah, both teams having to adjust. This is where we look at the coaching staffs, like who can make the adjustments needed. Because this is a big game here. This is a big game. Two teams right now currently ranked in that top 25. So this would be a nice win here for whoever can come out on top here, not to mention divisional win. So, I mean, conference win. So that would be huge. We come down to limiting mistakes. All right, so Phoenix got a fun soccer fact for us. You say Tech9 is officially has an official 2026 FIFA World Cup song. And so, JB's got to check it out. Yeah, JB's got to check it out. Wait a minute. Are they saying that who is Michigan opening up the season with? It looked like Michigan was playing some team that they should dominate. All right, and again, still here at the commercial. Again, still first quarter, 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first. We're still scoreless in this one, but we've seen plenty of excitement, especially early on in this one. I think JB has found a couple things. I mean, based upon the pacing of this game, the weather here, this is going to be a good under. So definitely want to catch this before they decide to change it. All right, so Samuel's giving us a preview of what to come next week. And Samuel says that next week, Saturday, NCAA college football game, Alabama versus Florida State. And that's going to be 3:30 p.m. Eastern, and LSU versus Clemson, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So, oh man, all kinds of great games coming on tomorrow. I mean, next week, a week from now. All right, another run play gets tackled. So the Kansas State defense doing a good job against the run and pass so far in this one. Both teams are just trying to figure out how are they going to move the ball here to the back. Throws this one to completion there. Okay, to the tight end. When in doubt, get the tight end involved. That time, yeah, excellent job there. It looked like the linebacker dropped in coverage a little bit, then decided to go in a blitz and left them wide open. Shotgun here. Two receivers, two tight ends, one back. From their own 42-yard line. Play fake, throws it, gets to the receiver again for another first down. Okay. So Betch has finally found his rhythm here, getting a couple first downs here in the first quarter with 3 minutes and 57 seconds to go. Trying to make it do what it do. Right now, just the threat of that run game, because everybody's so focused on the ground game right now, is opening up that pass game. They're taking a shot here in the end zone for a touchdown. So Iowa State gets the touchdown. Phoenix, cover your eyes. You may not want to take a look at that. And that was Dominique Overby. 4 plays, 49 yards, a minute and 44 seconds off the clock, guys. Just wow. Extra point. It is good. So we have a score. Iowa State up 7-0. They strike first. How will Kansas State respond? Now this is where things get real. See where things start to get real. All right, this quarter, 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go. Iowa State just scored a touchdown. They're up 7-0. They're about to kick the ball off here. We've got rain falling here. What will Kansas State do? Samuel says, come on, Kansas State, please win today. Phoenix says, time for Kansas State to get on the scoreboard as well. So right now, everyone's wanting Kansas State to go out here and respond in a positive way. Will they do it? That's the question. That's the million-dollar question. All right, let's see what Kansas State comes out here and do. Can they get their passing game going? Shotgun formation here. Three receivers, one tight end, one back. Oh, look at this. They're going to shift the formation here. Okay. So the receiver gets it, fakes it to the quarterback. Receiver keeps it, has a man in front of him. Look at him go. Goes out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. I like the play call. This is exactly what they needed to spark and get that momentum there. I need to see more of it. That time you put Johnson out there at the receiver. And why is that so important on this play? When you do that and you put the receiver out there at quarterback to replace him for the Wildcat here, or and then he fakes it to the quarterback. The team has to think if he gets it to the quarterback, this could be a pass. But so that was a great job. It was a fake. I'm sure that they do have one where he actually does pass it. But wait a minute. Referee said, hold up. Got to slow it down here. False start. You do something good and you do something bad. And that was Jace Brown. Within 15. Was it complete? Incomplete. It says great play call. Yep. It usually worked that way. So yeah, that was an excellent play call. Excellent coverage there by Mr. Neal Jr. to break that one up. Second and 15 coming up here in the first quarter with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Kansas State trailing 7-0, but they're trying to find a way to move this football here. Second and 15. Can they at least get some yards here? Johnson still looking for his first passing yards. He's not going to see it here. Another run attempt here for Kansas State. And again, that's Rice on the carry. All right, so we got a 3rd and 5 here. Again, here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes to go here in the first. So can they find a way to get the first down here? See if it goes in motion. Gonna be another run play here and not going to get there. Picks up 3 yards, probably about 2 yards shy. And Iowa State defense holds strong. So 4th down. They're going to call it 4th and 1. That's a long one right there. And again, a minute and 23 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Iowa State's up 7-0. This is a big 4th down here. Kansas State can get a first down here. That'd be huge. But if they get stopped, that'll be even huger for Iowa State. Now, Braden says, you know what? Give him the controller. It's time to go for it. Time to go for it. Phoenix says, definitely glad it's almost fall weather. Yes. Yes. Phoenix knows what he's talking about, guys. Absolutely. I mean, because we know one, the weather. That means we're also getting closer to JB's favorite time of the year, also, and not to mention more football, more meaningful football. So, yes, I'm right there with you, Phoenix. Right there with you. Jason, talk to me. When it comes to your Packers, who are some guys that I guess you're not sure if they're going to make the team or not, but you're probably rooting for them? Or just who are some guys that are on the bubble to make the team that you're either rooting for them or you're like, you know what, that guy needs to be gone. Like he's hurting my team. So who are some guys you're particularly paying attention to? Braden says same. He is done with the Heat. And no, Mr. JB, he's not talking about the Miami Heat. 4th and 1. The run play. Get the first down. Just power through. Excellent job there on the carry. So excellent job there because the defense knew they were going to run the ball. They knew that. Kansas State has negative 3 yards passing so far in this one. So yeah, they knew. They knew. First and 10. He got it back, still threw that one away there. What is he doing? What is he doing? Again, that weather definitely impacting some things here, not to mention first game of the season there. Oh, man. See, Samuel says Labor Day weekend NCAA college football game on 6bet. Let's see. And it says Miko Hartman and Isaiah Simmons. Ooh, Hartman should, you know what? Why not try to? Oh, man, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, look at that run. He got hit forward there, slid forward. You're not going to get that extra credit for that slide, but that was interesting. That just goes to show how wet it is out there. So guys keeping their footing, all that stuff, very critical. But a 6-yard run for Avery Johnson, his first carry of the game. So they're going to go ahead and run out the rest of this first quarter here. So end of the first quarter, Iowa State on top 7-0, but we'll see in the second quarter, can Kansas State get on the scoreboard? They are moving the ball, but man, when it rains, it pours, and it is pouring out there. Wait, I didn't even realize that Miko Hardman was with the Packers. Now that you mentioned, I was like, wait a minute. He said, nice run. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. All right, and again, we are with the commercial here. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Samuel says he's watching ESPN. Nice, nice, nice. So let's see. So JV's just made up his mind for his picks here. Let's see how he goes here. First college football play of the year. All right, so here we go here for Kansas State. And oh, look at that. Johnson's gonna keep it here. And that's gonna be a touchdown. So hey, he's gonna have to use his legs here a lot in this one. I mean a lot. But Avery Johnson with a 10-yard touchdown run there. And so Kansas State on the board. Did you see it, Phoenix? Did you see it, Samuel? Touchdown, Kansas State. Plays 65 yards, 3 minutes and 31 seconds in terms of time possession off the clock on that one. And that's how you do it. So now we'll see how Iowa State responds. But both teams have found the end zone now. Let's see if that calms everything down. RC in the building. RC, what's good with you? And RC says, what's up? What's good? What's happening? What is cracking, JV? And so, hey, a little bit of everything so far in this one. We've seen turnovers, we've seen muff punts, we've seen fumbles, and now we're seeing touchdowns, RC. We're seeing just about everything. And we're just at the very beginning of the second quarter with 14 minutes and 55 seconds to go, and it's all tied up 7-7. Samuel says, you think the game at, what do you mean, Samuel? SCRC says, JB, wait a second, bro. What time zone are you on? It's not even noon here yet. And so, well, for me, I'm on Central, so it's not noon yet, but it's getting closer. It is getting closer. Sure, it is closer. She says it's 11:50 a.m. here, which compels me to ask you, what time did this game start at? And so, well, this game started 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. So that is the time that this game started. So that's why we're in the second quarter here. First and 10. Got a run play trying to get to the outside here. Takes on the contact there and gets hit. Second down coming up. He's making plays like that. He'll be rich at the next level. Pickup of 1 yard on the play. Second and 9 coming up. And Phoenix says they're playing in Ireland, and so that's right. JB's still early minded here. That's right. I should have mentioned that there. But yes, they're playing in Ireland. It's now a tradition. I don't know how many seasons it goes back, but I know last year we had what, Florida State and Georgia Tech down there last year. Can't remember who was the year before, but a nice tradition. Oh, but at that pass there, he led his tight end too far. Just calm down, son. He's right in front of you. Just calm down. The kid was spooked. I see Samuel says always in home game. And so, well, this one's clearly both of them, international game. I hear that 40% of the players had to register for a passport to be able to play this game down there in Ireland. So I guess you could say it doesn't get any more neutral than that in terms of a neutral game. All right, 3rd and 9. Oh, look. Oh, he lost the ball. He lost the ball. I mean, a man dropped the ball like he was Sonic and he got hit and them coins came out. Like that ball came spewing out. And so Kansas State gets the big play. How about that, Phoenix? How about that? All right, let's see. RC said, JB, I didn't speak to anyone in my household at all yesterday. I said nothing to anyone. You were antisocial because it was that kind of day for you. And so, oh man, I mean, hey, that sounds like a very rough day, man. What triggered it? You said, did the good running quarterback move on for Kansas City, JB? And so the good running quarterback. Oh man. You said Kansas State. He's still there. They still got Avery Johnson back there. They still got him. Yeah, he's got 2 carries for 16 yards and a rushing touchdown in this one. He's got -3 yards passing though. So best believe JB's looking to take that under for his second half passing before they remove it or lower it. Another run here by Kansas State, not going anywhere. And so Rising Rhino, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you? And he says, hey yo, what's good? And he calls out RC there, sees him. Lefty in the building. What's good with you, Lefty? Talk to me. How's life treating you? Now we've got 2nd and 13 coming up here against second quarter with 13 minutes and 27 seconds to go. JB needs Microsoft to sponsor me with a couple of those tablets. All right, get the pass there to his tight end. Okay. Gonna be just shy of that first down marker, just shy. As Mr. said, nah, from the sounds of things, as JB described the first quarter, they're playing in Ireland, not Ireland. Oh man, that was nice. I see what you did. All right, 3rd and 1. Again, here in the second quarter with 12 minutes and 55 seconds to go, all tied up 7-7. But Kansas State right now with a golden opportunity here. And now that Johnson has his first true completion, because that first pass there where the lineman caught it and lost 3 yards there, we're not going to count that. But his first true completion. It's a run play off the right guard. Did he get it or did he not? Well, she said, Rising Rhino has found me. Goes and hide in the. Rising says, whoop, whoop, fellas. She said, when you say Avery Johnson, my mind instantly goes to basketball first, JB. And so, yes, me too. I still think of it also. I still think of it also. I'm like, are we going back to those NBA days where we've got a young Dirk and company out there? But nah, I feel you though. All right, 4th and 1. Another run play. Oh, he got tackled short. That's a stop. That's going to be a turnover on downs. What a play for Iowa State. So both of these teams, they've seen mistakes and they've capitalized defensively to prevent those mistakes from cashing in. If you're Kansas State, you're just sitting there like, man, are you serious right now? I don't know. Maybe let the quarterback keep it again since everybody knows the running back's going to get it. Maybe. But man, that's insane. And Rising Rhino says lots of streams today. Yes, and lots of games today also. Whether we're talking college football, whether we're talking NFL preseason, either way, we've got something for football fans everywhere. Samuel says, hey, JB, Kansas State jersey number 3 out of the game. And so what happened to him? Isn't number 3, isn't that yeah, that was Daniel. That's right, Daniel Edwards. He was the guy that fumbled that kick return. And he's also, I thought he was their starting running back, but he hasn't had a single carry now that you mentioned it. So I guess he must have got hurt. I thought he got benched for that fumble. See, Rhino says, me too, RC. RC says, the Rhino has risen in the east, or is it the west? He said, JB, I'll be reversing back to the bushes like Homer Simpson, like the meme, not the meme, RC. That's just what we needed. A picture of RC for the meme. That would be like legit. JB's all for that. Let's see, RC said, JB, just call it what it is. He went for fourth and none. And so, I mean, that's a fact. That's a fact. That defense was ready for it. They were ready for it. Absolutely. But again, we're here in the second quarter, guys, with 11 minutes and 58 seconds to go. And what a stop we've seen defensively here by Iowa State. We've seen some clutch stops. He said, JB, I got a question about football. Ask us for it. RC took the time to prepare us for this question. So go ahead, let us know. All right. Again, we are currently right here at the commercial still. Again, second quarter, 11 minutes and 58 seconds to go, all tied up 7-7. It's been a lot of rain here. We've seen some crazy stuff happening in terms of turnovers and lack of capitalizing off of those turnovers as well. But so far in this one for Iowa State, it's been about the pass game. Rocco Beck, he's 4 of 7 for 57 yards, got one touchdown, no interception. Again, that touchdown was like a 23-yard touchdown pass to Dominique Overby, and that's what got Iowa State their touchdown. Now, rushing the ball, they've got as a team 13 carries for -5 yards there, and that's because they include the fact that when the quarterback gets sacked, they count those as lost rushing yards also. But Carson Henson's their leading rusher. He's got 6 carries for 12 yards for Iowa State. So only averaging 2 yards per carry, but he's averaging the most as Sama the third. He's got 3 carries for -3 yards so far in this one. But here we go. First and 10 here for Iowa State. Tight end motions out. Fakes to the back. Throws it. Incomplete. Second down coming up here. And again, Beck has been a little high on a couple of his passes there to his big guys. All right, so RC said, JB, can I seriously put Cowboys football subject matter and game calls on your women's basketball channel? Or would I be best to redirect that to a different channel? Well, I'll put it like this. I feel like I feel like it would be okay to squeeze in occasional Cowboys content there, because what you don't want is you create that extra channel for the Cowboys, and then all of a sudden, like, you have to put in more work just to grow that one out, or it just never grows because it's like, oh, I only wanted to do a couple videos. I didn't plan on committing to it for, like, forever. If it's just going to be one of those things where you occasionally post, then you might as well go ahead and sprinkle it in. You can always drop like a post that just, lets everybody know, like, hey, I'm just going to be adding this, content to the regular stuff. We're still going to be getting our regular, content, so they don't think that you're changing it. But, that's probably what I would do. There'd be a lot of work to create another channel and then post like a few videos, and then it's like, well, now I've got 3 different things. You've already got your second channel that is college football related. Maybe it'd be best served to add it to that channel where you have, like for your, I think you said your other one, maybe if it's already got football content. All right, so Iowa State's gonna bring out the punter. Punts on the way. Fair catch symbol and caught at the 41-yard line. Summer says he'll be back later. Appreciate the heads up. I said, oh, and not just Cowboys talk, but also your Notre Dame Fighting Irish, mainly those 2 teams. Well, I mean, yeah, what you want to do is continue to grow it out there. And once you get to the point where you have, I guess, a set schedule or I shouldn't say set schedule. If you wanna, like, inform them, like, "Okay, 75% of my content is gonna be this, right here," just so they have a heads up, and then 25% may pertain to other things, like football related, you know? So, therefore, if anybody joins, they have an idea of what to expect. Johnson gets another pass completed here, but this time going nowhere, and that was Bradley with the reception. So Iowa State doing a great job of getting after the pass game so far here. It says okay, she says start, bench, cut, beef, chicken, or pork. RC. I'll let that one linger there for a little bit for anybody else that wants to go ahead and chime in. Rice on the carry, tackling immediately here. Both defenses are getting after it here. Third down coming up. I mean, it would help if number 4 would block somebody, like block anybody. Just get in front of a man at least. Oh man. RC, I'm curious about your lineup for this one. All right, Johnson looking. And before anything develops, there is a flag here. But yeah, let's see. So, oh man, without my doctor's added advice here, JB is going to go probably chicken first. It's very tough though. I had to decide between chicken and pork for JB. So, gonna go ahead and say chicken first. Then I'm gonna go ahead and bench pork. I'm cutting beef. So that's what JB's gonna do. Iowa State coach is livid right now. He's sending him all kinds of well wishes on the sideline there. Got a 3rd and 8 coming up. 9 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here in the second quarter of play. Gets the snap out of the shotgun. Johnson looking. Johnson, quick pass there to the tight end and tight end. Making it do what it do. That's a first down. Time you just go 5 wide, you say, we're going to find someone here. And that's exactly what they did. Samuel says Wi-Fi out and in. So Samuel says, is there bad weather over there, Samuel? Is that what's going on for you? RC says, thanks for the advice. No problem. Is that a backwards pass? I believe it is. What way to turn that into a positive play there by Rice. RC says, I'm shocked I've met a lot of guys like maybe 6 to 9 who tell me they have zero interest in watching women play basketball. Did they give a reason, RC, or is it just they have no interest? Or is there a particular reason? He fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Another turnover. Wow. It was going to be a nice carry there, but he just can't hold on to the ball. Things like that. He lost the ball. Samuel's back. Welcome back. RC said he'll start chicken, love chicken. He'll cut pork, and he'll bench beef. Okay. Samuel asked RC, is he in Texas or Oklahoma? RC said, JB, some of the pork meals and foods, I replaced them with turkey option. So, okay, that's not a bad option. Not a bad option at all. He says, Samuel, nope, right here, Indiana. So you'll be back in Chicago later. I didn't even know you were in Indiana. I didn't realize that. Okay, okay. So RC be on the move. He be making moves in silence. He said, JB, they said because their bodies aren't made for hoops, they can't dunk, they can't make layups, they need to be having babies. Oh wow. They really they really laid it out. Like they should do computer work. What? Crazy. It's crazy. That's crazy. It's not about, just being able to dunk and stuff, because I mean they really show team basketball how team basketball should look, like being selfless, moving the ball around, all that great stuff. But that's crazy, RC. That's crazy. And so Paragon finishing, what's good with you? He said, hey JB, had to switch to my better half's phone, so you have a new subscriber. This is Laney. And so hey, hey, we'll take all the subscriptions we got there. Okay, okay. Awesome, awesome. Yes. Okay, let's see. Samuel says, I think don't know RC. So yes, okay. But again, we are all tied up in this one here in the second quarter with 8:09 left to go. And so far in this one, it's really been just a battle of it's about limiting your mistakes. There are some times where the weather's just nasty and it comes down to just the fundamentals here. Can we just line up knowing that we're gonna have to run the ball most of the time and just run it and protect the rock? But we've seen it, whether it's a toss play, whether it's a handoff, now whether it's a tackle, this ball's popping out, punt returns. It's a lot of rain out there. So these players are having to deal with a lot of tricky conditions out here. Man, it's tough for them. Tough right there because they finally had a big run and then they just fumbled like that. But here we go for Iowa State from their own 21-yard line here in the second quarter with 8:09 left to go. Throws it. Ball in the air. Incomplete. Incomplete. But she said, when they say those things, I don't get mad at them. I just basically say to myself, don't fight with them, don't argue with them. They're probably sexist and they're set in their ways. And so that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. It's one thing that I like to echo a lot when I say, just having the calmness in the storm, if that's how someone else feels, and if that's how someone else feels out there. But JB tries to be as positive as can be. All right, so here goes a run here for Sam off the left side and gets knocked out of bounds there. But that is oh, wow. Oh, wow. This escalated there to the sideline. Let the kid go. Now 45 having a tough time getting away from the sideline here. But he did not want to let that back go. See, Magic Man in the building. What's good with you? Do my eyes deceive me? Good old Magic Man. What's good? He says, wow, actual factual football that matters. It's about time. And he says, and also, cheers. Yes, lots of cheers. Oh man, nice run there by the quarterback there before he slid there. So Beck picked up not enough for the first down, but it will be about a yard or two away from the first down. He felt the blitz, gave the pocket, and got what he could. I like it. Second and two coming up. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Will they go back to Suma here on the carry? Play fake. Throws it. Oh, incomplete. They had it set up nicely there, but incomplete. You got to catch that one. We're not going to make excuses for you there. You got to catch that one. We got Magic Man in the house, guys. Sam says, "Hey, JB, weather sun today." And so, yes, that sun stays out pretty often. All right, so this time a run and probably picked up a yard, but not enough for the first. She said, JB, I mean, when they say women ballers should be computer clerks, maids, baby carriers, trust me, it does irk me. But hey, I'm not having a fight with them. I just take the high road. And so, yes, that is something that JB has definitely had to learn over the years, take the high road with a lot of that stuff. For sure. It says, hate to admit it, but I'm thinking the Patriots place above Miami this year. Now talk to me, Magic Man. You're not just saying what JB wants to hear and stuff like that, but what makes you think that? Is it more so you just think the Patriots made a lot of good moves, or that you have concern for the Miami Dolphins this year? And if so, what are your concerns for the Miami Dolphins this year? Because when I look at Miami here, the trade that they made, getting rid of Jalen Ramsey, but bringing in, the excellent safety. I did like that move. But my biggest question for Miami is really one, they still didn't solve the short yardage, rushing issue that they have. When they get to the red zone, they can't punch it in. Love John, but he cannot be that power back. They need someone that can be that power back for them. And I thought that they might have went after a guy like Brian Robinson when he was available, but clearly they didn't. Offensive line, don't know if they're going to get that push when it's close, all that stuff. So that's one of my concerns. The other one is Tyreek. What's going on with Tyreek? How are you feeling with Tyreek? So let JB know what's going on with your Dolphins. That JB, I used to be in communities that shared their love for women's basketball, but you couldn't do it. You said all they would do is fuss, scream, cuss, yell, shout like crazy, and stir up drama. So you had to leave. Oh, I understand that. I understand that. The Cryami, the Lost Fans. Magic Man said he's going to take the high road with that one there, RC. Samuel says today's nice for hot. So it's hot out there in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Bet. Xander. Oh man, Xander, I haven't seen you all year, probably because I haven't been posting mostly all year. But how's it going, man? How are you? Magic Man says we have no cornerbacks, no D line. Tua's help is always a question. You guys picked up what? Zach Wilson as the quarterback too? Mm. You said McDaniels is overrated as a play caller, and they are in salary cap hell. Xander says your Michigan's beat us, and so Xander's not going to give JB a break from that at all. But hey, facts are facts. Facts are facts. So if we don't like it, we've got to do something about it. But you're right about that. As he Samuel says, Broncos versus Saints game right now. What's the score in that one, Samuel? Arcee said, JB, do we play y'all this season? And so actually in college football, Notre Dame does not have Ohio State on our schedule to my knowledge this year. Although I know we have in past years, but not this year, I don't think. Yeah, I don't recall it being this year. Oh, you said NFL. Okay, so do the Cowboys play the Patriots there? I was thinking college football there, but do the Cowboys play the Patriots this year? I'll take a second and look and see if I can look at the Patriots' full schedule. But meanwhile, 4th and 1 right now for Iowa State. So this is big. Teams have been getting shut down here on 4th down. Quarterback keeps it, gets the first down with ease. Sometimes that's the safest play. Let the quarterback keep it himself. Don't have to worry about the handoff, toss, any of that stuff. You got the first down, move the chains. That's what you want to see here from Iowa State. First down. Let's see. Mercy said, Magic Man just start Zach, big man Zach Wilson. Xander says, how is Michigan doing? Well, I feel like Michigan's been doing pretty good from just what I've been hearing from obviously the recruiting aspect. They picked up that five-star running back there. That was huge because obviously, Michigan stays loaded with running backs. That's a big part of Michigan football there. So to bring in another five-star running back there, that was big time. I hear that the quarterback that Michigan has, I've been hearing good things about him from Zoe. So it sounds like they're doing pretty good. And we will see next week when they open up the season against who does Michigan open up against? I seen it on the screen earlier. And so pass over the middle gets that completion there to Brahmer for the reception. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Still tied up 7-7. Man says Dolphins aside, LOL. At least he still has the Packers. That time, yeah, not going anywhere on that carry there. Getting physical with Sama the third anytime he runs the ball. Timer says 3-0 in the first quarter. Okay, bet. RC said, no, JB. I'm talking Cowboys and Pats. And so, yeah, JB's got to look real quick and see real quick. I'll take a look at the Cowboys schedule here. The Cowboys even still relevant. You say, although their fans are always fun because they have to keep partying like it's 1995. I'll tell you how, because Jerry Jones has mastered the art of staying in the headlines, and it's not just him. A lot of former, Cowboys as well that have a lot of media deals, and so that helps. That helps. I'll just put it this way: it's not been performance based as of late. All right, so 3rd and 9 here for Iowa State. They're at the 31-yard line of Kansas State right now. 3 seconds on the play clock. Gets the snap here. Shotgun in the pocket. Throws it over the middle. Incomplete. 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 So the linebacker separated him from the football, and he wouldn't have had the first down even if he did held on to it. All right, so looking at the Cowboys schedule, I'm looking to see if I see the Patriots up there. So, okay, so RC, they do not play the Patriots this year. No Cowboys and Patriots this year. All right, so this will be a 49-yard field goal attempt. With all the crazies we've seen today, let's see what happens here. The kick is up and is clearly no good. Right from the start, I could tell that was going to be no good. So Iowa State unable to capitalize off of that possession. Both defenses have been getting after it, but it does help that the weather has been the great equalizer in this one. Like you said, I don't really have a second team, but if I did, you said I normally would say Indianapolis or Indianapolis. RC coming through here with the jokes. Let's see, Michigan says both Zach Wilson and will play this season. RC no chance to make it to make sit an entire season. And so I forgot that's what you guys have Ewers. How has Ewers been doing this year? I mean, this preseason. Xander says he'll check. Bet. All right, hands it off to the back here. And again, with 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. She said, I do like the Vikings, but it's an intense love-hate relationship with them. JB, it really is. You said you grew up a Cowboys and Vikings fan, and the Vikings, all they did was chew up and spit out your heart. Xander says they start off the season against New Mexico. Oh man, that's gonna be a super easy dub right there. How many points do you think that they're gonna score, Xander? You think they're gonna score like I think about 52 points, I think. 52 points against them. There'll be an abundance of scoring against New Mexico State. I mean, sorry, New Mexico. No offense, New Mexico. I said not Quinn Ewer. Oh man, I gave that man a nickname last year. I felt bad when I gave him that nickname, Quinn Sewer. All right, so 3rd and 6 right now, 5 receivers on the play. Goes it and gets the completion for the first down. Got it to Jackson. So at 3 minutes and 22 seconds left to go here in the second quarter of play, we're all tied up 7-7. Will Kansas State be able to score and take their first lead of the game? As you said, I don't even think of 90s titles anymore. As a Cowboys fan, y'all, you say it will help keep you sane. Carries there on that one. Pick up a couple yards there by Rice. 2 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the second quarter. As you said, okay, JB, thanks. Good looking. Of course. Man, these typos are getting out of control, aren't they, RC? Let's see. Magic Man says, I will never forgive the Patriots. I mean, I'm aware of their cheating ways, but y'all use a snowplow to win against Miami. Magic Man, it's about time that you bury that one. I think it's about time that you bury that one. We did what any sensible team would have done in that situation. It says, hey, JB, Ohio State Buckeyes game start time. And so that start time for the Ohio State Buckeyes game, that is going to be that's going to be 12 o'clock Eastern, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central time next week, Saturday. Texas, Ohio State. So that early morning. Yeah, like you said, Magic Man wants to trade for Trevor Lawrence, JB. Oh, man. Braden says, oh, this is ugly. 2:08 left to go here in the second. Because last year's game that was in Ireland, that was Florida State versus Georgia Tech. And at that time, we had no idea the season that Florida State was going to have. We just thought it meant that Georgia Tech was going to have a good year. In which, hey, Georgia Tech, when they played against Georgia last year, that was an exciting game. One of the most exciting games, if not the most exciting game to stream last year, was that game, Georgia Tech and Georgia. Like that was just a lot of excitement. See, McMahon says, LOL, no RC, no Trevor. You'll wait till the draft. So Xander says, I think they'll score 49-0 in second game. It's hard. You guys go against Oklahoma. And so that's right. Oklahoma, they got a different quarterback this year. I'm trying to remember who Oklahoma quarterback is going to be this year. It's interesting to see how Oklahoma looks this season for sure. Can they right the ship and be back where they want to and actually be a bigger threat in the SEC? They did pull off that upset win last year against Bama, but Michigan also beat Bama last year in the bowl game too. So it'd be nice. Who's like the? I guess what 3 games are you looking forward to the most, Xander, when it comes to Michigan this upcoming season? The 3 top games you're most excited about? 'Cause I haven't even looked deeply into Michigan's schedule. Um, Other than just trying to see who they opened up with for week 1, I haven't looked at their schedule to see which teams they'll play. Lexi says, Braden, what game you watching? Magic Man says, no, Ella. It said, JB, I said, thanks for looking, not for good looking. No, oh man, not that's the combination that we're just got to stop right there, RC. Oh man. Magic Man says, if you're right about any sensible team would do it, then why hasn't anyone done it since? You say, I call shenanigans. Well, since it was done, obviously, teams they're gonna make adjustments. It's like when you find something that works very well, then it's like, all right, the league's gonna definitely make it known. We don't want anybody else to do that. But hey, what can I say? What can I say? We thought of it. It was a great idea. It worked. Samuel says, I think Ohio State Buckeyes new quarterback. Yep, Julian saying. Julian saying. He said JB is another game today that looks more appetizing than this one. And so, well, if we're talking about on paper, RC, this is about as exciting a menu as you're going to see today. I mean, but the next one would have been Kansas versus Fresno State. That would have been like that's the only other game that I considered streaming other than this one. But like we got two ranked teams here, so it's not gonna get any better than that for today. Because week zero is always meant to be a very, very light teaser. So it's not gonna have a lot of big swingers that first week, that week zero. But week one this year has a lot of heavy hitters, in which normally week one you don't see that many clashes of the Titans. But hey, things are different now in college football. So week one, we will see a lot of Titans going against each other. And I mean a lot of them. And that makes it exciting. That's what it's all about. Black Medicine has entered the chat, y'all. What's good with you? You say this is the ugliest field you've ever seen in a football game. Even worse than some of the JV football fields you played in high school, played on in high school. And so yeah, I mean, hey, and the results, the fumbles, we had a muff punt. We've had a toss that was basically a fumble. We've had quarterback lose the ball, fumble. We've seen fumbles like crazy. Like this reminds me of Daniel Jones' rookie season. We're seeing so many fumbles out here. It's like fumbling open season. But yeah. Sanders says number one Ohio State because we you say because y'all own us. Oh man, you say number two Oklahoma and number three New Mexico because it'll be a funny blowout. Magic Man says LOL. Let's see. RC says start bench cut Jameis Winston, Anthony Richardson, Zach Wilson. Oh man, RC, why would you put together that list? Why would you put together that list? Oh man. Let's see. So I definitely know who's going to get cut. All right. So in this scenario, I'm going to start my man Jameis Winston because of all these quarterbacks, Jameis Winston I feel most confident in can score. Everybody else on this list cannot score. Now they're all going to have their limitations. James going to turn the ball over. I know that, but at least he can score. So I got to start Jameis here. I'm going to bench. I'm going to bench Anthony Richardson because only because of his rookie year. So I'm just got to hope that we can get something out of him if we need him, but hopefully we keep him on that bench. I'm going to cut Zach Wilson because I get nothing with Zach Wilson in the game. I get no upside at all. No upside to having him in there. So until he shows me otherwise. Meanwhile, pass completed there. Okay. Got it to Brown. Simon says yesterday night game, the Bears versus the Chiefs, 29-27. RC said, JB, are you a newly minted Clemson Tigers fan? That'd be a no. That would be a no. Clemson has hurt my team too many times in the past, so that would be a no. Magic Man says, what is this nonsense that college football is talking about? Wanting to expand the college playoffs to even more teams. And so I think the real dilemma that we're running into, Magic Man, the only reason I can think of is that they realize that nobody, when I say nobody, when I say probably about 70% of the fans don't really give a hoot if their team wins a bowl game or not. It means absolutely nothing. They get more thrill if they see their team in the college football playoffs because that's where all the focus is, the college football playoffs, as opposed to the bowl. Whereas in the past, where even though we had, teams play for the national championship, it meant something to win like the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, whatever bowl it is. But now nobody too much cares about that. Everybody just wants to focus on the college football playoffs. So they want to put more teams in there so more people will be focused, during the postseason, stuff like that, and still have a chance to get in. They're trying to get it to replicate, I guess, what they do for college basketball, really, which is not the best model to go because it's the talent level is not the same. She says Caleb Williams owns the team, and then he woke the fuck up. Johnson feeling the heat. Like I said, but he's better than Tua, JB. You say that Caleb's is better than Tua. That's what you said. You said, JB, I was light work trolling with the Clemson comment. Oh, I know. I know. And again, here in the second quarter, there's just a minute and 12 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. And again, all tied up 7-7. Let's see. Magic Man says he's still pushing for the whole game. The two teams who hadn't won all game play against each other. Oh man, that would be the game that's like, look, someone has to win today. No ties, someone's gonna win. She says the second quarter's been going on forever. That's because the first quarter both teams could not pass it or they didn't want to pass it, so they came out trying to run the ball. But defenses have been shutting it down, so now they've been trying to pass it, and with all these incompletions and stuff, it's stopping the clock. Just like another incompletion there. The defensive back tried to make a sideline interception. We got third and 22 coming up with just 54 seconds left to go. Critic Man says so many typos in his last comment. Yikes. RC said, has a team ever went without a win year long, JB? And so I feel like I'm trying to think of a team that's gone winless the entire year. The year after Auburn won their national championship, I know they had a horrible year, but I can't remember that how many games did they win a game that following year? Because I feel like it was like a complete 180 after that. Let me look and see. But JB could be extremely wrong. All right, so 9 seconds remaining here before halftime. So JB's trying to see. All right, so the most recent team to go full season winless was Kent State back in 2024. They went 0-12. So Kent State was the most recent team to do it. RC. Another list you want to be a part of. It said, JB, what if in basketball the clock only moved when players made a shot? Well, if that's the case, RC, then yeah, like JB would never worry about streaming that at all. All right, so Fair caught it at the 3-yard line. 2 seconds remaining here, enough time to take a knee and get us to halftime. The game would last for 3 days. It depends on the team because I can see a lot of games at the high school level just whoo. But if we're talking like professionally, man, it would be terrible to have a tough, shooting game. Beck takes the knee, and that gets us to halftime, in which Kansas State's going to receive the second half kickoff first. Then we're tied up 7-7 here at the half of this one. She said, no win state, aka Kent State. Don't do Kent State like that. And she said, you see a lot more uncontested layups, JB. Like, just get it over with. Like, we need to see this clock running, basically, is what they'd be saying. Absolutely, I agree. Absolutely, I agree. Let's see. All right, so just glancing around at the current preseason games, because there's quite a few preseason games that are taking place right now. I see Baltimore's up 27-3 at halftime. So no, no idea what's going on with that. Indianapolis is up 10-0. They're in the first quarter, about a minute 52 left there. Cleveland is beating the Rams in the first 7-0. Again, these preseason games, just going on. And then what's really gonna be the move is like after these games are done, between now and the start of the season, all the roster movements that will take place. And she says at halftime now, and so it is halftime. RC, you better believe it. RC says Sophie Cunningham's season is over too. Yeah, I seen that. That made me sad. Now that made me sad. That made me sad. I think Sophie's got to be in the top three players that I root for to have success out there at this point. So JB was sad about that. I was like, wait, what? Was blindsided by that. She said the new Fever player, Odyssey Sim, she got hurt too. And so yeah, it's just been terrible luck. Like when the injury bug decides to bite, like it doesn't let go. Like it it stays like just it's insane. But she said they just changed their name to the Indiana Injury, JB, and the logo is a pair of golden crutches. Oh man, not the name that you want there. Imagine a mascot having to walk around in crutches all the time. All right, second half will be on the way. I wonder if we'll get what upsets we'll get next week for those games. And just a heads up, guys, that next Wednesday, I believe it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time. I just got to double check that. It might be 7:30. I'll see if we can do 7:30. I'll come up with the official time, but it'll probably be around 7 or 7:30 Eastern time. Next Wednesday, where me and the Old Man Mob will get together to start up our show again for this upcoming season and to do our picks. We'll have to keep it to about 2 hours just because of the fact that Old Man does have to get up at like 3 a.m. for work moving forward. So it won't be as long as the past, but it'll still be hopefully as good. So I'm looking forward to it. And again, I'll have that set up. Hopefully, I'll look to set that up by Monday night ish around that time frame. As you said, Indy 1917, yeah, 1917 record with a few teams hot on their heels, baby. And so, but yeah, Kelsey Mitchell's been doing her part though. She's been doing her part. You said what's happening next Wednesday? So, yep, the show. The show returns. So hopefully JV wins this year. I won the one for college football last year, but I lost the NFL one because the difference was the Detroit Lions versus Minnesota Vikings. I took the Minnesota Vikings. Old man took the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions won that matchup. So henceforth, he won the NFL. So I got to get my payback there for that. But it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, we can get all of Zoe's picks to save this year. Mr. Kelsey Mitchell averages 21 points per game, and Alea Boston averages 15.3 points per game. So those two been getting after it, doing all that they can for the team. Marcy said in the NBA, people sneeze at a 21 points per game average, JB, but in women's basketball, 21 points per game is revered. And so that's true. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. So I feel you there. I said probably because women's basketball is a lot more team oriented most times than NBA. And so, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. It's a lot more team oriented there. Whereas in the NBA, everybody feels like they can go out there and shoot. We do see guys come in there drop 20 in a game easy off the bench. So the second half now, can we do it? She said, JB, OKC stole our championship, and I will never forgive them. I feel you there, RC. I feel you there. There are some things that you just can't get back. That's tough. That's tough. You could say the injury bug actually did it, but you know, but she said we were one round from the finals again, once again. And so I mean, I was rooting for you guys. I was rooting for you guys despite, what happened to my team. JB's a good sport sometimes. Or she says, I feel like the Timberwolves would have been able to overcome the Pacers in the finals, but I guess we'll never know. Well, if you're going to tell me that the injury bug's going to bite the Pacers again, then sure, they would have been able to overcome that. Surely they would have. But I don't know. I expected more from Minnesota. I really did expect more from them in the playoffs. But it is what it is. In hindsight, how do you feel now in hindsight about the whole trade before we're getting rid of Cat in that trade prior to the season? Now that you've had basically some time to see how things played out, at least the first year. RT said, JB, I knew y'all were gonna beat us in the championship game. Not even when Notre Dame got a little momentum going, I knew y'all would win, JB. I can't be too hurt when I knew the given. And so, well, RC, I mean, JB knew it too. JB knew it too. But it's okay. It's okay. To know that you lost to the very best, no shame in that. No shame. And it shows that the program, is on the upcoming. Got to feel good about the situation that Notre Dame's in this year. As he said, it felt like a fair game, even swapping. You say, Kate. Oh man, Kate, aka the Zesty version, did great in New York, and Julius did great in Minnesota. Oh man. says Cat, not Kate, aka Kate. Even though people do call him Cat Zesty. I mean, even PrizePicks got in on it. That was super funny to me. I was like, man, y'all better be lucky that Cat is a good sport about this stuff. Cause I mean, even PrizePicks went out there and had the whole Zesty promo, bro. I was rolling when I saw that. I was like, I'll use the promo, but I'm like, but dang, y'all really messing with him like that. Y'all better be lucky he just a good sport about this. We on the floor rolling. Justy Kate. Justy Cat. You gotta have me calling Cat Kate now. Oh, RC, what have you done? A question for you guys. Give me your top three teams that are not in the SEC and not in the Big Ten. So you cannot say SEC or Big Ten, but your top three teams that you think would be like next up to win a championship that's a team that's not in the SEC or in the Big Ten. So give me your top three teams. Because now that I think about it, most of the teams we always talk about, they're either SEC, a couple of Big Ten teams. So give me your top three to win the next like to win a championship, the next one that's not going to be a Big Ten or SEC champion. So let JB know your thoughts there. It could be far into the future. The JB time to time, you said time to time, I sneak in some Minnesota Timberwolves content on your channel. It gets some fair traction. Nobody's against it, JB. And so, I mean, yeah, because your core audience, they like basketball. So I would think if you mention a little bit about Timberwolves there, they wouldn't have a problem with that. They really wouldn't have a problem with that. So RC says, why is the third quarter taking so long? What's going on? Is Bruno Mars and Cardi B performing on stage? What a combo you just selected there. This man says, okay, so you say Miami and Georgia Tech. I noticed that you left off Clemson there, which I'm sure was intentional there. So, okay, okay, but you gave me two there. Okay, do you have a third team, or you just like it's gonna be one of those two teams? Now, Georgia Tech is interesting. If you mean to tell me that Georgia Tech's gonna get a championship and I'm gonna get to witness it in this lifetime, preferably before I get really old, I'll be stoked for them. I'll be stoked, especially if your boy JB's back in Georgia at that time. A Georgia Tech championship would be, I'd actually be very, very happy for them. I really would. And so, but Miami, we'll have to see. But she said, JB, they actually have three songs together. And so, bet. Magic Man says the Clemson's window has closed for a while here. So, okay, so he doesn't believe the Clemson's window is open this year. What is your expectations for Clemson this year? Do you think that they win the ACC? Do you think that they get to the college football playoffs again? Is it just the first round, maybe second round and done? He said, JB, I simply can't figure it. He's going to put JB in the spot here. Do I like Cardi B music or Nicki Minaj? And so I feel like if you'd have asked me that question about 3 years ago, 3 years or more than 3 years ago, I was listening to a little bit more Nicki Minaj back then, but I feel like I don't really too much listen to Nicki Minaj as much these days. Like doesn't come up on my Spotify as often. Cardi B occasionally comes up on the Spotify somehow, some way. It happens there. So a little bit of listening to both there. There was a time period, I guess, where I was a little bit more fond of listening to Cardi B a little bit more. So if I had to pick between the two, I guess I'll go Cardi B a little bit, but depends on my mood really. It depends on my mood. Do I want something that's more so, like I guess you can say, I hate to say it, but clean cut maybe, then it might be Nikki during that day, but it really varies. It varies for JB. Let's see. RC says, your new album, CC came out yesterday. Okay, you know what? I'm out to listen. I'm out to listen when I'm taking my wife to the mall today. I'm gonna have to listen. Yeah, because all we're gonna see is my man saying, "Let's ride." Well, he's not gonna be saying "Let's ride" now, I hope. But what would he say to the Giants that'll be equivalent to that? Because with the Seahawks, you could be like, "Let's fly." With the Broncos, you can be like, "Let's ride." What do you say with the Giants? Let's grow. Like, I don't even know how he would spin that for the Giants. It's probably why he hasn't been speaking. But I can guarantee you that he doesn't have his own office. He's probably sharing his office with about 7 different people. Oh man, but again, we are still here at halftime, just waiting and anticipating the start of the second half here, which halftime has been a long time. Magic Man says with the Giants, just let's cry. Now that JB would like to hear from the Giant fans. Let's cry. But he says, let's stomp. I can see that. That was a good one there. That was clever. The marketing team might want to actually catch on to that one. But since we're currently at the commercial and right now halftime doesn't realize that it should be temporary and not permanent, JB's got a random question for everybody. All right, so let JB know all the game consoles that you guys currently have. All the game consoles. Do we have anybody here that's still holding on to something, like a Nintendo NES or something like that? Is anybody still holding on to that? I'm curious in terms of how many gaming consoles everybody has, still currently in their possession. And kudos if you still play it. I said, JB is 2025. I really don't want to listen to a Ghostface Killer some new album. He said, but I might do it anyway just in case you're missing something. Sometimes that's exactly why JB listens, because you never know. Maybe there's one thing that JB might want to add to the playlist. So you're right. All right, so Magic Man's gonna be the first one to jump on this one. So Magic Man says he's got Xbox X. Okay, he's got the PS5 and the PS4. So Magic Man keeping up with the times. Okay, nice, nice. But hey, when you're balling like Magic Man's balling, you can keep all those consoles there. Okay. But you said PS3, PS4 is all you got there. You said you had a GameCube, but someone stole. RC, stop it. Stop it. It's 2025, RC. You telling me that someone on snuck in there with a whole hoodie and stuff like that, all dressed in black at night, just crawling through the ceiling down with the rope and stuff. And they targeted your GameCube, is what they stole. RC. See, I don't mean to laugh there, but you're kidding me, man. You're kidding me. But seriously though, somebody stole it. That's insane, man. That's insane. JB's got. I got a PSP. I've got I know I said game console there, but I still have to throw that one in there. I've got my Nintendo Switch. I've got my Nintendo DS. Again, have to throw that in there. I've got the original Xbox. Got the original Xbox. Um, I've got the Wii, in which I play some GameCube games still on the Wii, because the Wii can still play GameCube games, but the GameCube that I used to have stopped working, but luckily the Wii can play that. Um, I used to have the Xbox Series X, but I ended up selling that one. So, did I Xbox 360 also, but that's in my storage. So I don't have it with me. It's just in my storage whenever I do move. What and I sold the PlayStation 3. Yeah, that's basically it. A kickoff for the third quarter on the way. I should say, yeah, I ain't seen it in years, so yeah, it's gone. Man, somebody done came and swiped that thing, man. I can't believe it, man. They could have went they could have went somewhere and got it for very cheap. They ain't had to do that. Cameron said he's got a PS4 and a PS5. RC asked the question everyone's wondering, why do you collect so many game consoles? And so honestly, JB is a classic gamer. JB is a classic gamer. So there's a lot of games that when JB likes a game, I'll just fire it up and play. I did have the Xbox Series X, but at the time when I had lost my job and stuff, so I had needed to get money so I can, have something to send the wife for Valentine's Day. So I ended up selling my Xbox Series X at that time because the only thing I had that I could part with at that time that was, worth some money. So that's when I ended up selling that. Just never bought it back because I really wasn't using it that much at the time. But at some point, I'll end up getting it back. So yeah, so JB, anytime he's playing, it's always those classic ones. Samuel says coming soon, PS6 and Xbox. Samuel says he's gonna buy me a PS6. How nice of you, Samuel. I appreciate that. Gonna get me that for a Christmas gift when it comes out. All right, 2nd and 10 here. It's gonna be a run play. Quarterback keeps it himself there. Avery Johnson making it do what it do before he's pushed out of bounds there. And sometimes that's what you got to do. Use your legs. If that's what you got to do, no shame in that. Oh, she said, party at Samuel's. Everybody bring a game to play. Yes. I said, JB, do you have a Super Nintendo? I currently don't have a Super Nintendo in my possession. Keyword is currently. I've had Super Nintendo a few times though. I have had it a few times. Like I bought it, didn't end up selling it, ended up getting it back. But and at some point probably gonna end up getting it back again just cause. Yeah, cause that's where JB played his yeah, the original that's where I was playing like Donkey Kong Country, all that great stuff. I think at some point I'll end up getting that back. Maybe. I think the Switch does allow you to play a lot of the games though, so there may not be a need. Punt the ball here. Kind of fun as hell. As Nathaniel says, you got your PS1 and PS2 from years ago. And so, you know what? The only reason I would get, I guess, either one PS1 or PS2 is for those Crash Bandicoot games, that used to come out on it. Those are fun to play back in the day. That would be the only reason I would consider something like that. So for JB, it's specific games that JB misses that he just can't get anymore. Samuel says he's got a PS3 going for sale. So okay, okay. Oh, you sold it. You sold it back in 2023 and you miss it. Bet. All right, so now here, third quarter, 13 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Receiver goes in motion. Play fake. Back throwing. And that's going to be incomplete. It hit the defensive back there. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. Like I said, JB, man, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game was so fun. And so JB actually got a couple of those still from the GameCube that I could play on the Wii because I've got my Wii. I just haven't played it in a minute. But because what happened was these were games that my brother had once purchased, but he wanted to sell them to GameStop, and GameStop was only going to offer him, like at the time, less than a dollar per game at the time. And there was a lot of games that he wanted to sell. So I just bought it from him. This was like years ago. I was like probably like mid high school, early mid high school. So I went ahead and just purchased those games from him. So that way he'll get the money. We won't sell them. We'll keep them. To this day, I've still kept them. I've still kept them. So you can say I got my money's worth for sure. And let's not forget like the older Sonic games also. Those are some of the things that JB would play back in the day. SCRC says, I wish someone would sell their $40. He said it would be all yours. Oh man, if you find that person, you let JB know, RC. I'd have to get in on that deal as well. Again, 21. Quarterback on the move. Quarterback gonna run. Picked up some yards on the play. She said GameStop would completely rip you off. They were robbing people. Yes. They were robbing people blind left and right, left and right. Like the only kind of games that honestly were, I guess, somewhat worth their values that you were getting back would have been something like a classic like Pokemon game. If it wasn't something like that and it was a different type of game, you were gonna get ripped off and you knew it, but there was nothing you could do about it. There was nothing you could do about it. 4th and 12. But she's like, we're running a scheme on us back then. I can't tell you the but I'm just gonna keep my stuff. Like y'all, y'all tripping. I'm just gonna keep my stuff and then just go somewhere like eBay and sell it on eBay. All right, and again, we are here in the third quarter, still tied up 7-7. So both teams scored. We're gonna see if somebody else can score because I don't know if this is the kind of game where you guys want to see a JBOT or anything like that. So I know it's still very early, but gonna need somebody else to score. Sure, my phone is charging. Well, she said back in the mid 2000s, used to sell DVDs and CDs back to record stores. You would have like 40 DVDs and 40 CDs, and they'd be like, well, we'll give you $13.41 for it all, or $17 in-store credit. Man, she took his stuff and left. That's as nice as I could put it, man. But hey, fun fact, JB still has a VHS player. It's like a DVD VHS player, but it's just in storage right now. But I actually do have one because I purchased one like I want to say about 3 years, 3.5 years ago. Because Mr. JB has a ton of VHSs. I mean, a ton of them just stored up that he had, purchased over the years and stuff. And there's a lot of good movies. So I went ahead and made sure that I kept at least one working, VHS player um, for those purposes. So yeah, like I said, JB, this was like between '07 and maybe 2010. Magic Man says that physical media is making a comeback. And RC says that's a ripoff. If ever I seen such, he said, I mean, they know what they're doing, JB, by lowballing people. Oh, they know. They know. We know. But that's the times we're in. Even when you know something's going on, I mean, what can we do to stop it? So that's why when I see the lack of people that's actually going into GameStop these days, I don't feel as bad. It's like you guys just keep lowballing people. So what do you expect? All right, so from their own 16-yard line, Run play. Picks up a yard. And again, Jackson on the carry. 2nd and 9 coming up here. Again, all tied up 7-7 here between these two teams that want to start off with a W. It would be such a tremendous thing for them if they can start off with a W. But we'll see how that plays out. Someone's got to win. And again, we're watching this Big 12 matchup. On our own 17, another run play. Oh, look at that. Excellent job there on the carry to get the first down. And Jackson's been waiting for that type of a hold all game long. Samuel says he's ready for the coming new game, GTA 6, next year's release in 2026, May 26th of 2026. All right, so here we go. After the first down here, let's see what Kansas State opts to do. Looking, finds his receiver. He's down again. That's Bradley there with the reception. All right, so Kansas State moving the ball. Gets the throw out there and gets brought down. Gets the reception there to Brown. What can Brown do for you? RC said, JB, I will not sell my Beyonce and Taylor Swift unopened. You say, because these sell it back to stores won't give you a fair market value. RC said he will not be robbed out there. Yeah, there's a pickup of 9 yards there. 2nd and 1 coming up. Up, looking to throw it. Completion there. Big time completion. Big time completion there on that one. All right, let's see. And again, that was in. So now looking to pass 39 yards on this drive here for Avery Johnson. Will he look to run it himself? SM's in the building. What's good with you? SM says, what's good, JB? How's the game going? Well, right now we're all tied up 7-7 right now, SM. And so it started off with a lot of turnovers, but it feels like maybe they're slowing down now. Maybe they're slowing down with the turnovers here. And we'll see if Kansas State can put together a drive here. But they are trying. Right now, this is the best passing drive that Johnson's had in this game. Said they'll be worth more later. And also, like you say, I'd get more selling them online. That's right. That's true. And so looks like the end around here to Brown, and Brown goes down. 3rd down coming up. You said they back. I'm sorry. You said they buy these. They buy back record store treats you like a crackhead. They do. SM says, salute to everyone in the chat. Yes, thanks for coming through and making JB Nation the kingdom it is. But here we go. 3rd and 13. Johnson gets the snap. Johnson throws it quickly. Tackled immediately. Lost his helmet on the play there, but made the tackle immediately. Okay, 4th down coming up. Here in the 3rd quarter with about 7 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Fourth and 8. What is he going to do? He's going to throw it. Complete. Incomplete. No, sirree. Not going to happen. She says JB likes to listen to Justin Bieber every day, all day. His entire catalog is on the table for JB. And so that's not quite the case there. But JB's wife is a huge fan of Justin Bieber. I know Justin Bieber's in her top three. I'm not sure if he's higher than Bruno Mars or not, but I think they're like hand in hand. So, but yeah, the wife loves all time Michael Jackson first. Second, not sure if it's Bruno Mars or Justin Bieber, which means that JB has to listen to Justin Bieber a bit more than JB would care for. But you know how that goes. Does JB like Linkin Park? JB does like Linkin Park music. Absolutely. Absolutely. In the quarter, way through the third, with about 7:06 left to go, all tied up 7-7. And can the Cyclones find a way to make it do what it do on this drive? Or will Kansas State make a couple plays? Samuel says, look, Ryan, again, we're at the commercial here. It says, do you like CB Funny? It's the real question. If you know, then you know, he says. If you know, then you know. That is the real question. I said, JB, listen to this new song by Offset. Hold on, let me go get the song title for you. All right, so Garcia's got a song for JB to listen to. Okay, okay, okay. And again, we are halfway here through the third, and it seems like Avery Johnson waited until I was like, all right, I'll take the under for him passing wise to want to start throwing this ball. I need him to get back to running this ball and just don't throw the ball. But yes, I'm excited for next week college football, guys. As you said, I feel like Samuel meant to say Luke Bryan, not Luck Ryan. He was aiming for his twin, RC, his twin. He's aiming for his twin. She said, JB, it's offset and the song is called Calories. That sounds interesting right there. Okay, I'll check it out, RC, and get back with you. It's off his brand new album released yesterday. Okay, I gotta check it out then. All right, so Sama the third gets the carry here, picks up about 2 yards on the carry, 2, 3 yards. All right, 2nd and 8 coming up here again here in the third quarter with about 6 minutes and 44 seconds left to go here in the third. So it goes in motion, looking, throws it, gets the completion there to his receiver, and his receiver picks up some nice yards there and a first down. Let's see which receiver was this. All right, to Green. She said, I like take off the most of the Migos. Don't really like Quavo's style, and would offset his music is hit or miss with you. And so you know what? JB has to. I agree with you. I agree with you. Another run play here, and Iowa State's going nowhere, no time fast on that carry. Second down coming up. All right, and Samuel says the Saints game 19, I'm sorry, 13-9, and they're at halftime. Okay, okay. 13-9 over the Broncos. She says Liberty versus the Dream, question mark. JB, that's on. And so I didn't realize that they were on right now. Oh man, look at that. Having to escape the pocket, and he's gonna run and make it do what it do, but he slid just shy of that first down marker there. And with Big 45 coming after you, I would have slid too. All right, 3rd and 4 here. Let's see if they can keep this drive moving. As he said, paper bag over the Saints fans' heads. You miss those days. So far, Iowa State today is 1 of 8 on third down. So third downs just haven't been it. Can they change the narrative here? I'm gonna call a timeout. Again, we're here in the third quarter with 4 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here. I'm pretty sure the referee was like, hey, we need a commercial break in here. Someone call a timeout. And so RC says, JB, you, me, SM, and Samuel could get more than 7 points on the board. What is going on out there? Well, you're right about that. You're right about that. We could certainly go up there and get some points on the board. Now, whether or not it's for the team that's wanting us to score for them or the other team, doesn't matter. We'll get points on the board one way or the other. Believe it. I see one on one, I'm throwing that ball up there. Like if I'm quarterbacking, I see one on one, I'm throwing it up there. So RC, we're gonna have you go out there, run a fly route, go up there, just out jump the defensive back, grab the ball, Randy Moss him in the end zone. That's where we're going at. We're gonna let RC be the receiver. I'll be the quarterback. We'll let Samuel be the running back. We'll let Samuel be the running back. SM, we're gonna put you in on the line on this one. We're gonna put you on the offensive line for this one. Someone's got to protect JB. And again, we're at the commercial. Samuel's like, LOL. Samuel, in that game, you probably would get about 50 carries in that game, honestly. JB's only going to throw it maybe 3 times. And that's probably like every time you reach like 15 carries, JB might just go ahead and just throw it one time off a play action and just chunk it deep. Like, I'm not even going to wait for the defensive lineman to get to me. I'm just going to look, see which receiver's the furthest, find RC immediately, throw him a jump ball. That's all we're going to do all game long. If we're near the end zone, we're going to fade all that. She said, JB, I think you're going to throw double digit interceptions there. I believe in your RC. You're going to have about 12 receptions, or if not, then yeah, I might have like 24 interceptions. Phoenix says 7-7. I guess I've not missed much. You really haven't. Because after that last touchdown, it's been nothing but just pure, just feel like going through the motions. Nothing has happened since then. Kansas State, they went for it on fourth down, was not able to convert. So Here we are, 7-7 here in the third quarter with 4 minutes and 33 seconds to go. She said that Phoenix has got to play tight end for us. Phoenix is probably talking about like, what is going on? But yeah, we're gonna put Phoenix out there at tight end. That'll give JB another option to throw to other than RC all game. I think that's what RC's aiming for. Someone other than him. But now we're gonna open up with a quick pass there for your RC. Just get a quick pass to you, let you go out there, make some defenders miss, run them over if you got to, whatever you got to do. 3rd and 4. And will it? Okay. Ooh, is it gonna be enough there for the first down? I think he's gonna be just shy on that carry in terms of getting the first down. 4th and 1. Head coach looks at his play sheet, says, I don't know what we got to do, but we got to do. He says, as long as we play to win, he's all in. That's what I like to hear there. That's why he's our tight end there. He's our Rob Gronkowski of the crew, or I guess for his sake, Travis Kelce of the crew. He'll go out there and do whatever it takes to win. Will Iowa State do the same offensively? Let's see. I expect it to go to the back here, but let's see. Quarterback's going to keep it, and what a great decision that was for the first down, making it do what it do, moving the chains. They ran a little bit of the option there. I like it. That's what I'm talking about. It said, JB, my hands are like baseball mitts, but for a wide receiver. Keep that in mind. JB will fire the ball so hard, it'll have no choice but to stick in those mitts. So you ain't got to worry about it. Nick says, RC, what do you think of funk music? So how many yards did he pick up on that carry there? Again, Brahma the third. Picked up about 7 yards there. Is Kansas State defense tiring now? All right, let's see. 2nd and 3 right now. Receiver goes in motion. It's another play here for the back and the back, trying to get to the outside here. That DB did not want the smoke. He let up, did not want the smoke. So Iowa State has committed to running this ball. Custom says start bench cut Sam Bradford, Jay Cutler, Andy Dalton. Running back keeps it himself here. Gets flipped up on the play. Well, that's going to mess up JB's picks for today. Chose the wrong running back to take the under on. Right. 2nd and 7. Throws it up there. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. All right, so from this list here, JB is going to, Andy Dalton had some decent years there. Sam Bradford just kept getting hurt. He really didn't do much. As much as I don't like Jay Cutler personality there, it's like, eh, he did do some good things, I guess. So for me, I may have to start Jay Cutler, bench Andy Dalton, and cut Sam Bradford because Sam just kept getting hurt. That's all I remember. He kept getting hurt. Oh, is that a touchdown? That is indeed a touchdown. So how about that? Iowa State gets another score on the board here, and that was to Brett. Galton. So 24-yard touchdown there for Iowa State. Just Phoenix and JB. I highly recommend you guys listen to Holy Bruins music. He's a funk pop disco artist. He's severely underrated. Okay, and the name is Holy Bruns. Okay, Holy Bruns. Like you said, SM flushed him all the way down the toilet there. Phoenix has got low base. SM has to laugh there. Oh man, speaking of laugh there, Iowa State there on top. Phoenix, I mean, it seems like Iowa State does not want to let Kansas State take over in this one. Still plenty of time left, but are we getting concerned? Chrissy said, by default, start Sam Bradford, bench the maniac, the maniac, depressive Jay Cutler, and then fire Andy Dalton. She said, Phoenix will be on YouTube. Just type in Holy Burn Glitter Funk and hit play, and you'll thank me later. So, okay. She says, Yay, Lee. Hmm. So, well, it's about time. And I have to agree with you there. It's about time, but we finally got someone here in the end zone here. So if you took the over on Beck's touchdown prop, which was at 1.5, he's gotten 2 touchdown passes in this one now. So you cashed in on that one. SM says that Dylan Gabriel is playing well. I forgot that he's actually playing right now. Good for him. Like he said, JB, if you need music to keep you energetic, dancing, and moving, you'll definitely like her music. Well, JB can use all the energy he can get, so JB's down for that. So Kansas State looking to run the ball here. There is a flag. You think about Iowa State football through the years, one of their calling cards has been upsetting opponents. So you can never forget that when it comes to an Iowa State matchup. But she said North Carolina, Canada versus Southern later on this evening. All right, gets the completion there. So we got about 25 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. All right, could be possibly the last play of the quarter. Throws it, gets the completion, and that will move the chains. Phoenix says it's booming. Okay. That's what's up. Look at that RC out here recommending us some stuff and putting us on game. Look at RC making it do what it do. RC said JB Stanford versus Hawaii football game is at 6:30 to 10:30 tonight. And so yeah, I'm got to see how the stats look after the game. JB will not be around for that one. RC said I meant North Carolina Central. RC said, well, JB Phoenix co-signed the song. That is true. SM says, do the Browns trade Pickett or do they roll with 4 quarterbacks? Honestly, if I'm the Cleveland Browns, I wanna if I can get something for him, I go ahead and move off of him, honestly. I feel like he spent most of his time injured, so they haven't got to see what he can exactly do. But if he didn't win a starting job there, it is much cheaper to roll with the 2 younger guys and stuff. Let them battle it out for the backup job 'cause we already know what Kenny Pickett is. At the end of the day, we have a pretty firm idea of what Kenny Pickett is. And the fact that he didn't come out and win this quarterback competition and stuff tells me, okay, it's not like he's learned anything from his time with the Eagles and stuff. So I personally would trade him, get whatever you can back for him. Maybe, I don't know, send him to the Saints or something, who knows? And then from there, you roll with your 3 quarterbacks and go from there. Because at some point, if things are not going right with Joe Flacco, you've got 2 rookie quarterbacks you're gonna wanna evaluate. You don't need Kenny Pickett there taking up reps, Kenny Pickett there, you know, just in the way. So do him a favor, do the organization a favor, you trade him. That's what I would do. And it says Saints game 16-9 at halftime. You say, "Oh no, why Saints?" RC said, "JB, what is Tarleton State versus Portland State is the best game of the day?" Well, you know what? If that's the case, RC, then someone out there is going to be in for a real treat. But it won't be JB because after this, JB is going to be out and about enjoying the rest of his Saturday. So JB will have to see the highlights. Samuel says, bad game. Bad game. But hey, guys, we made it through 3 quarters. We've got 1 quarter left. 1 quarter left. And she said, UC Davis versus Mercer JB. Is that even worth watching? I mean, yeah, if we're talking college hoops, but we're not talking college hoops. We're talking football there. I'm gonna put it like this. When Mercer started their football program back in the day, which I can't believe it's been that long ago, like they actually had a conversation with JB about possibly, joining their team because they were literally just starting their team. And so I was visiting Mercer and they was like obviously no scholarship or nothing like that. So they needed people that were willing to come in there and to play because this is like, down there in Macon, Georgia. So and I was just like, I'm good. I was like, I'm good, I'm good. I was like, my retirement is cemented. Once I tore my Achilles, that was a wrap. But they needed bodies bad. They needed bodies bad. But we all start somewhere, right? But RC JB's not gonna. I'm gonna cut the fluff for you. It's I I wouldn't recommend it if you're looking for just a big time game. But if you're just a diehard football fan and you want to watch football, sure. But yeah, it's not gonna be what you're expecting. As I said, they don't have no major teams playing today except Iowa State versus Kansas State. I mean, I would consider Fresno State versus Kansas the only other one that's remotely like in that tier. Fresno State on a good year, they could be ranked in the low 20s. But what a deep throw there by Johnson, and it's incomplete. 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 But they took a shot. He said, JB, there are some diehard, loyalist minded college football fans who pull up to watch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shoot, if that's local, then hey, that's exactly what we're talking about. All right, you say, JB, what channel, bro? You talking about the Kansas game that's coming on later on today? Let me see what channel the Fresno State and Kansas game is on. Phoenix says Kansas State, Michael Beasley versus Lance Stevenson, one versus on the one-on-one basketball match. Well worth the watch. Good old Lance Stevenson. Oh man, that guy is a very interesting guy for sure. Let's see. All right, so Fresno State versus Kansas. You said no this game? Oh yeah, so this game right here is actually on ESPN. So yeah, it's on ESPN. Oh, and they got the touchdown to Brown. Again, what can Brown do for you? So Jace Brown scores, Kansas State scores, they tie it up once again. And so back and forth we go. Who will win? Nobody knows, but it's anybody's game. So now is your time. You guys have seen 3 quarters. Who will win this game? RC said no this game. And so, yep, you're looking forward to it. Okay, okay, okay. But yeah, this was on ESPN. She said Lance Stevenson blowing in LeBron's ear. Yeah, man, that was wild, man. That was wild. That was wild. It was wild. He was wide open for that touchdown haul, all by himself. It's like he was invisible. I think we see you in the crowd there, Phoenix, jumping with the crew. Yeah, wide open for that touchdown. Phoenix says RC facts. Damon says, hey JB, look, watching TV and Boise State versus South Florida game starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be August on Thursday the 28th, 2025. And so, yeah, that's going to be nice there. Boise State versus South Florida. How will Boise State look now that Ashton Genty's no longer with the program? They made the college football playoff last year, so who's going to take his spot in that backfield? How will that look? Versus South Florida. I've seen South Florida in some tough ball games as of late, particularly playing tough in the first half against teams and then falling asleep by the end of the game. Like she said, I turned the channel right as he reeled into football, JB. Hey, good things happen. Good things happen. Well, she says, what have I eaten today? So far, I have not eaten anything yet today because JB did not get up until about 20 minutes to the start of the live stream in terms of officially getting up. And so there was not enough time for JB to eat, but JB will be eating once this game concludes. So JB is rooting for this game for the clock to sort of run in this one. Phoenix says chilling in the garage out today. Oh, nice, Phoenix. Nice, 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 nice. How everyone should spend their Saturdays. And it says your mom's cooking some barbecue chicken and more. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. We're stopping by Samuel's crib now. That's what's up. Some good old barbecue chicken. She said JB wanted Captain Crunch and macaroni and cheese earlier. You just know it. Preferably not that combination, RC. Preferably not that combination. All right, but let's see. I see that the kind of dream game has turned into quite the nightmare for Liberty so far, 44-25 in that game, RC. Samuel sends the invitation for JB to make it all the way to Vicksburg, Mississippi. All right, fourth quarter, guys. We're all tied up 14-14 right now. 14:04 to go. We're talking about a Big 12 matchup here. Who's going to come out on top? Some people would say that these are the top two teams to expect out of the Big 12 this year. Both of these teams, they are eyeing a college football playoff spot here. And being all tied up, we know about the weather conditions, all that stuff. What will happen the rest of the way? That's the one thing we don't know. Phoenix says tomorrow's barbecue cook. Okay, big old Boston, but to make pulled pork. Phoenix, this is not the first time I've seen that Phoenix is going to hook up something great on a Sunday. We got to stop by Phoenix Plates on Sundays. I feel like that's the best time to stop by. It's on a Sunday. That gets the completion after the low snap there. So run play here, and oh, look at that hole up the middle. And he's just out there just putting the work in, putting in that work, Mr. Hanson. And RC says carpool to Phoenix's crib on tomorrow. Yes, RC will drive us. Oh, I didn't even read your previous one. You said Atlanta Dream always bore me, JB. You don't like watching them, kind of like how I don't like watching the Bronx. I'm the same way with the Atlanta Dream. They're one of my least favorite ones to watch, honestly. Oh, almost threw an interception. He almost gift wrapped that pass. What is he doing? Second and 10 coming up. Yeah, but right. All right, so Sam says he's ready going Thursday morning. Wake up at 6:30 a.m. Drive from Vicksburg, Mississippi to Jackson, Mississippi, full day on August Thursday 20. You know, Samuel, it's almost about that time of the year where you start your countdown each year to Thanksgiving and to Christmas. Seems like you help us keep track of what's coming. And oh man, what a nice carry here by the running back. I mean, these lanes are opening up. Hanson is getting these yards. She says, you only watch stream if they're playing the Aces Fever or Link. Phoenix says, you're right off of I-35. Okay, bet. Now y'all got JB thinking about burgers now. And she said, I'm so hungry. I'm imagining the football as a hamburger. Oh man. Another run play and another nice carry. It's about the 28-yard line. This is JB strategy 101. Run that ball, run that clock, get those yards, get those first, get a touchdown, let your defense rest late in the game. I like the strategy. The 15-yard there, 15-yard carry there by Carson Hanson. I'm sorry, 8-yard carry that time, but prior to that was 15 yards, then 8. So he's gotten about half his yards, honestly, almost on this drive. Another carry and another first down. Okay. So Kansas State defense tiring out here. The RC says, JB, what's your favorite play in football on offense? You would say play action. Honestly, that's a very good question. My favorite play, honestly, hmm, I feel like it's the quarterback read. If it's the quarterback read or quarterback read option, because therefore you got the defense on the run there, preferably in a hurry up offense there, some type of Chip Kelly style offense where a lot of movement, we're moving fast there, quick tempo. Unless we're just, if we're not built like that, then it's the complete opposite. But Favorite player probably is some type of read option, a quarterback read. Play action is certainly up there though. But I've seen my Patriots offensive line not handle play action very well as of late. So yeah. Okay, so Phoenix says JB to Phoenix. He's ready to run. Yes, I can see it now. JB looking. JB drops back, throws it, has his tight end open for a touchdown. Phoenix takes it 88 yards for the score. Now that will be on ESPN regularly. So we got a 3rd and 5 situation here with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Quarterback throws it incomplete, incomplete. He tried to catch it, looked more like a gator chomp going towards the ball there, but incomplete. 4th down coming up. And Laney has returned back to Laney's phone here. Welcome back. Right now, we got a 34-yard field goal attempt coming up here for Iowa State. He missed his earlier attempt from 49 yards, but this one much closer. Will this one be good? The kick is up, and a kick. It is indeed good. So congratulations there for the kicker. It said JB, why out slant right? You say you can pick up some short yardage, some yardage on the outs and get out of bounds or sidestep or just juke a defender, and who knows how far you could take it. And so, you know, that's true. That's true. I said Laney in her original purest cell phone form. Oh man. I wonder what Laney's ready for. Laney is ready for next Saturday, Tennessee versus Syracuse. She wants to see how Tennessee's going to look in the opener. Now, guys, those of you that have been tracking Tennessee football, what are your expectations for the Tennessee Volunteers this upcoming season? You know, the opportunity is there, but a different quarterback. We know the situation, how that played out here. How will this impact this team going against Syracuse, in which, well, they no longer have Kyle McCord, so we'll see how their offense looks this year. It wasn't just Kyle McCord that they lost. They also lost their running back, Allen, as well in that backfield, and he was a staple for that offense for years. So we'll see what Syracuse looks like, but they should be on the rebuild. I hear that Shador Sanders is in the game now, so someone keep me up to date with how he does. Laney says that she hopes that they get the W. The game's going to be played at Tennessee, I believe. So therefore, I expect Tennessee to get the W. I expect them to get the W. Now, obviously, I don't know the ins and the outs of who's all what. So I'm gonna say Tennessee wins that game, probably like 27 to like probably 27-17, something like that. 27-17 is my guess. Tennessee to beat Syracuse by about 10 points there. It's the first game of the season there, so a lot of kinks to work out as well. But I don't think Syracuse has a secondary to worry about at all. And so who knows who's returning on that defense? I don't know. But I'm just going to say 27-17, Tennessee wins that one. New quarterback gets the adjustment, makes a couple plays there. Don't ask him to do too much. Mostly run the ball. I could see that. Because Tennessee also is replacing their running back who's now with the Cleveland Browns. So, all right. So, Samuels beginning the countdown. Says your birthday countdown 75 days. At the Thanksgiving one is about 96 days, and the Christmas one 123 days. So, and then New Year's 130 days. So now we've got Samuel to help us keep track of where we are headed in the future. All right, kickoff on the way. So Iowa State found the way to get 3 points, but Kansas State, they've been moving as of late. Oh man, my man got he experienced turbulence on that flight. That's for sure. 9 minutes and 59 seconds left to go. Samuel said he's ready for 2026. How would we describe 2025 just as a year? Would you guys say that 2025 has been a rough year? Has it been a good year? Has it been just a how would you guys describe 2025 in terms of what it's been for you personally so far this year? Are you just ready for the year to end? Do you hope that this year doesn't end? And so, wait a minute. Laney's got a birthday coming up on Thursday. Okay, well, obviously an early happy birthday there, but man, a birthday on Thursday. I know that that means that Laney is going to be traveling, probably going to be traveling. Who knows? Could be out the country, something. Who knows? But man, definitely take the time to celebrate your birthday. I mean, to have your birthday so close to your son's birthday there, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm telling you, a family trip probably would have been a move there. Some type of huge vacation, something like that. But good. That's good. And Johnson making it do what it do, but wait a minute, there's a flag here, and Johnson just carried it himself. So holding on the offense. And the coach is telling the referee just how much he agrees with the call on that one. Samuel says crazy bad weather, tornado, and hurricane. All right, but you know what? Speaking of birthdays, y'all tell JB what is the best birthday gift that anyone's ever given you? So not a gift that you got yourself, but the best birthday gift that anyone has ever gotten you. Let JB know in the comment section. I'm curious to hear the best birthday gift that you guys have ever gotten that you're willing to share, of course. Johnson throws it, gets the completion. Okay. Finds Tibbs on the completion. Samuel says the best gift is always money. He says it's money. Meanwhile, there's an injured Iowa State player right now that's being looked at by the medical staff there. So they're going to look at him. It's going to take us to the commercial here. Yeah, so Lainey says that Lainey's going to be going to the river where both of her sons are and your mom and staying a whole weekend for Labor Day, going on Friday and not coming back until Monday. Gonna cook a pig, you think? And so, hey, that's awesome. That's going to be a great weekend for sure. You know, great weekend for sure. So I'm excited for you, Lainey. That sounds really good. And that's what it's really all about. These are the moments that really make life, enjoyable there. So definitely take your time, enjoy the entire moment there, and a nice way to enjoy Labor Day weekend, a birthday, all that great stuff there. So that's great. And JB knows that there's going to be some cake involved. We don't have to fire up RC for this one, but I think me and RC knows there's going to be some cake involved. And eventually, Laney's going to let us know what type of cake will be involved because me and RC are always keeping track of these types of cakes. I'm making a list so I can know which one to tell my wife to get me for my birthday months from now. Well, she said, JB, this has been a long game. And so, RC, your words there. But JB understands them. I think the weather had a lot to do with like the first like the first half, but then the second half, these teams figured it out. Samuel says, "Hey, Lenny, they got to go to Walt Disney World at Florida." Samuel, when's the last time you went to Disney World? Your last trip to Disney World? Marcy says, "I thought I just saw a Christmas commercial, JB. I was about to scream. Turns out it was just a Walt Disney World commercial advertisement." I seen the same one. I seen the same one, RC. Oh man, that's wild. That's wild. I was like, I know I mentioned Christmas, but am I responsible for this? Like we just get by Halloween, we skip through a bunch of stuff there. And it says, "Thank you, and gonna miss football, no TV up there." So, so that means you're not gonna be able to watch the actual Tennessee game there. Okay. There's always next weekend. Tennessee will take care of business. But what a hit! What a hit! He pretty much gave him the business on that one. Where she said, "JB drinking that water like it's some Popeye chicken or Chick-fil-A." Hey, it's the only thing that JB's been able to consume all day. And right now it's at the very end. All right, 4th and 1, and Johnson gets enough for the first down there, or at least that's what it looked like to me. But Iowa State disagrees. But let's see what the referee says. I thought he had enough, but I don't know where that football was when he hit the ground. Ooh. Oh wow. Do we not want to take a look at that one? Maybe check a replay or something? But Iowa State gets the stop. Wow. Okay. Like I said, Tennessee will take care of business unless it's against Ohio State. Well, thankfully, me and Laney team, we don't cross paths too often. We don't cross paths that often. But who knows? With the way the college football playoffs is, maybe it might become a new tradition. Who knows? Steve Samuel says, you're gonna go to Walt Disney World at Florida? Oh, you wish you got to go. You wish you got to go. Okay. RC might be able to finance that trip for you. Like I said, JB, who is your men's college basketball team? And so for me, my favorite college team is still Ohio State. So Ohio State for both football, men's basketball, those two, Ohio State. I, I don't think it carries over though to the women's college basketball. Like I'll still root for them, but I don't know if they're my favorite for women's college basketball. But yeah, my favorite is Ohio State. Now, my secondary team that I just enjoy rooting for, I guess you could say, is when it comes to college basketball, would be Syracuse. I do enjoy rooting for the Syracuse Oranges. So when it comes purely to college basketball, now college football, I will win for them to get some upsets occasionally, but not this weekend because this weekend they're going against Laney's team. But yeah, Syracuse when it comes to college basketball is a secondary team to Ohio State, but still Ohio State. I'm still not over that Greg Oden loss for Ohio State. Still not over it. Samuel says that he loves Dollywood and Tennessee. Sweet Tennessee. So they're reviewing the play. I really wish that they can make these reviews faster so we can just get the call, get it right. Let's move on. RC, it ain't me. It ain't me. That's not JB. It's not JB. You might want to check on JB if you ever find out that to be the case there. You might want to check on JB. Also, the call stands. So Iowa State did get the stop they determined. But can they capitalize here? Because a touchdown could put Kansas State in a nasty position. I say if I'm Iowa State, I continue to run that ball until they prove that they can stop me. Samuel says he's ready for the food. Get his barbecue chicken. Oh yeah, he's ready for that food. Samuel said he is ready. Guys, fun fact. In case you guys didn't know, Fresno State's quarterback, their starting quarterback, EJ Warner, is the son of Kurt Warner. So again, Fresno State is going against Kansas. We talked about that game a couple times there. Had to throw that out there. EJ Warner is the starting quarterback for Fresno State, and they'll be playing Kansas. I'm sure if Mike was on, Mike would be impressed by that and would be curious about that game. All right, so here in the shotgun, dig completion, and what a completion it is. Takes all the way to the 6 yard line. Hands it to the back and looks at stop there by Kansas State. Nick says Craig's barbecue sauce, Texas pepper jelly. RC said, JB, it's unfortunate. 6 minutes and 54 seconds left to go, guys. Again, can Kansas get a stop? This is huge right now. Their defense must come up big right now. They need the defense to bail them out once again. Can the defense do it? Beck's going to keep it himself here. Beck gets into the end zone for a touchdown, Iowa State. Phoenix, what is going on? What is going on? So Rocco Beck with the 7 yard rushing touchdown there for Iowa State. He's done it through the air. Now he's done it on the ground. This drive, 4 plays, 30 yards, a minute 41 off the clock. And now it is a 2 possession lead here. So Iowa State, iconically over the years, they've done plenty of upsets to plenty of teams that have been in the Big 12, both former and current. And right now, they're up to that dastardly deed once again of pulling off what's considered an upset. RC said, we didn't get the, wait, what, huh? Pepper jelly? Say what? And she said, it's unfortunate that we didn't get 978 people in the chat for JB like we dreamed of yesterday. And so I think Braden's goal was to have it for next Saturday because that's the game where, there's going to be a lot of games coming on. And so I think his goal is for next week Saturday. Because quite frankly, there's really not a good second one to choose for today. So next week would be the best week. Phoenix says, RC, check out that barbecue sauce. You won't regret it. Well, she says that's the nail in the coffin for Fade State, not Fade State. Sammy says, hey, JB, it's the next live stream start time on Wednesday night. And so it will be Wednesday. I got to confirm with both Old Man and In the Zone one more time before I make it official there, but it should be most likely 7 or maybe 7:30 Eastern time, just because I got to make sure I have enough time to pick up the wife and get back when wife gets off from work late. So it might just be maybe at at 7:30 Eastern, because for me that'd be like 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So that's the time I'm thinking. This is JB. I almost dropped my toothbrush in the trash can. RC, don't do it. Don't do it. Well, dang, we all came in here expecting Kansas State to come in here and get the W. This is what back-to-back years a team that we thought was going to win hasn't done it unless Kansas State can pull off the impossible. Let's see. Johnson throws it. Has a guy. Oh my goodness. He says, "Don't count us out yet, JB." Again. What is Bradley doing to the defensive back? They have no answer for him. Wow. Just like that, guys. Just like that. Kansas State says, "Hey, we're still here. We're still fighting. Phoenix, this is for you." These offenses have found themselves here today. And Phoenix reminds JB of an important message there to never give up. And that's what Kansas State is showing right now. As I said, Bills versus Bucks tonight, preseason football. Archie says, Johnson and Bradley connected like man. JB, how much time did that take off the clock? Maybe 8 seconds. That's another thing. Just 8 seconds. We are in the middle of a battle here. But football everywhere. Shoot, I don't even know who's even playing for the CFL today, but CFL, they've got their football stuff going on too. All kinds of stuff. G. Samuel says JB wife work at a Walmart store and a restaurant, and so doesn't quite do two jobs there. Doesn't quite do two jobs. But what a return here. He's still moving. You know, if 48 had any type of heads up swivel, I feel like he could have tried to knock that ball out from behind. All right, so these last 6 minutes and 13 seconds here in the fourth quarter, or will we get overtime? I mean, it's definitely a possibility. We could get JBOT. RC said that play reminded of Madden where the DBs are asleep when you really don't ever need to be. Hey, they need to be awake. They need to be woke at this point. All right, so 1st and 10. The tight end goes in motion. Shotgun formation here for Iowa State, who's up 24-21. Betch throws it, gets the completion. Tight end knocked out of bounds there, picks up a couple yards there, probably about 4 yards. 6:09 left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. But she said DBs sleep, caught him sleeping, caught him sleeping. Phoenix says JB needs to eat, no time for OT. Phoenix gets it, y'all. Phoenix gets it. Yes. JB's over here like, Iowa State, do me a solid. Take some time off the clock, then score again. Oh, what a run. He was saving all of this for the fourth quarter, guys. She said he hasn't eaten either. So that makes two of us. Just the two of us. I'm tripping, y'all. JB must be real hungry. I looked at Henson and I thought it said Scott Henson for a second on the carry. I was like, wait, Scott Henson? I was like, wait, what? But no, Carson Henson. He's got 13 carries for 69 yards so far in this one. And he gets another carry here. And he's going to tack on about 3 more yards in the carry. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. She said, "Me two of us," and Samuel says, "Me too to get." So I guess everybody's hungry. I said JB needs a Snickers bar. Yes, perfect time for one of those Snicker commercials for sure. They should reach out to JB, sponsor JB. I'll eat a Snicker every stream if they were to sponsor JB. Them Reese's cups are either payday would be JB's like top three. Did he get enough for the first? She says, JB, they gotta hold them to a field goal. Let's see. You said they got pecan Snickers bar, bro. Really? Really? I had not seen that. I have not seen that yet. Vetch throws it, gets the completion, brought down at that 22-yard line. So 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Let's go. Keep that clock moving. Phoenix says Reese's and paydays are always in the boat for a snack, man. Phoenix, he knows what I'm talking about here, man. And let's shoot. I'm telling you, when JB moves again, JB's gonna make sure that they stock up and make sure I have paydays on lock. Sneak in a little bit of, occasionally a little Butterfingers, little Snickers here, but mostly paydays and then Reese's. But man, JB has always been a fan of paydays. I've never seen anyone that's really, I guess, gotten it as much as myself, though, for some reason. I don't understand. I mean, that's like it's like the perfect combination. People are missing out. But she said JB blown coverage by Iowa State shaking his head. You meant Kent State. I was like Kansas State. I'm about to say Kent State. Kansas State. All right, so this is where Iowa State starts calling those timeouts here. They got, oh, well, they called a timeout on Kansas State. I'm sorry, Kansas State with the timeout, and so they've got two timeouts remaining. 2 minutes and 39 seconds left. They want to make sure they leave enough time there for their team, but they've got to get a stop. They can't afford to let Iowa State score. So you guys let JB know, what do you want to see happen here? What do you guys want to see happen the rest of the way? Absolutely, absolutely. Save as much time as possible. 2nd and 9 coming up here. But to think next week we're going to have a lot more college football games and some of the bigger college football games, and JB will make sure to eat before those games. All right, 2nd and 9. Gonna give it to the back here in the back. Oh, he's gone. He's gonna lose 2 yards here on the play. Kansas State said homie doesn't play that. First he said, JB, I paused you for like 7 seconds because you're like 7 seconds ahead of me. How did you get further ahead? You know what? I feel like Braden is always ahead of me. Braden is always ahead of me when it comes to like the stream. There's only been maybe one time I think I was ahead of him, and that was like a college basketball game that came on a channel that's reserved for like college hoops. I forget what channel it was though, but no other sports channels. I don't think other sports are on that channel, but that's the only time I was ever ahead of really anybody. I try to make it to where I'm not ahead by a lot. I prefer that you guys be ahead so that way it doesn't spoil it for you guys. But lately, I feel like I haven't had too much of an issue of anybody saying that I've just been too far ahead. Oh wow, 5 different Big 12 champions over the last 5 seasons. So here we go, 3rd and 10 for Iowa State. On the move. Gets brought down well short of that fourth down marker here. All right, timeout looks like it's called. Marcy said that's why I think he should change his name to Braden McFly. Braden McFly. So you got a 4th and 3 here. Kansas called a timeout. So if I'm Iowa State, I am partially thinking, can I get 3 yards and get a first? Because they got no timeouts to stop the clock. My defense has not really stopped them all that well. So if I'm Iowa State, I'm going for it here. I'm going for it here. I've got more faith in my offense right now at this point than my defense at this point because the pass coverage has been abysmal this fourth quarter when it comes to stopping Kansas State from throwing the ball. So Iowa State, they're gonna have to go for this one. She said should be enough for them to sink a field goal, JB, and force Kansas State to play the touchdown game. But we saw Kansas State, their last 2 touchdowns have come from long passes. And with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left to go, they can easily get that. And then you'll be playing soft coverage as well to avoid giving up the deep ball so they'll keep getting underneath stuff. This one right here, you just go out there, you ice it. Now, JB would probably regret it if this game ends up going to JBOT. JB will be furious then. Let's see, 4th and 3. Oh, they're going to try to draw him off sides here. Okay. All right, final timeout. I said, but if you don't get it, then Kansas State controls their fate. Well, for Phoenix's sake, I wouldn't mind seeing Kansas State win this one. Not to mention your kicker is 1 for 2 today. So I don't know. I just feel like if this is Madden and it's 4th and 3 right now, JB probably, I don't know. It depends on my opponent. If I think my opponent can score, I'm definitely going for it. All right, but you guys let us know what should they do right now. Should they kick the field goal? Should they go for it? What should they do? As you said, JB, they tried the old draw 'em off sides first. Yes. Wait, Zach Wheeler's out the rest of the season? Ooh. All right, 4th and 3, guys. This is what it's all about here. Iowa State. Can they get the first? Looking, throws it, gets the completion, and he's gonna get the first. And then he will score the touchdown. Well, they scored, RC. They got the touchdown. Carson Henson. I was like, they could have just got the first down, took it easy on JB, and then just run out, the clock. But hey, they scored. Let's see. RC said it's a game of inches. Now, did he go down? Ooh, maybe he was down before getting into the end zone. But if so, we're talking extremely close here. But yeah, it looks like he's down. He's down. He's short. They're gonna have to overturn this one. He is short. He is short. Come on, referees. It's as clear as day. We don't need a long replay. You've seen enough. You're looking at it right now. I know you're looking at it right now. You're looking at it right now. You see this should be overturned. RC said, JB, that Kansas State defender chasing Henson was too fat, too slow to catch him. Shaking his head. Called overturned. Because remember, In college football, once you go down, you're down. It's not like the NFL where you have to be touched while you're down in order to be down. No, the college football, you hit the flow, that's it. Well, she said, JB, the defender name should be renamed Slowpoke Jones. Yes. Come on, why is the clock not running, guys? Come on. Look at this one from what it's worth. What in the world happened? Oh, that's right, 2-minute mark. JB's tripping. Let's go out here in victory formation. All right, she said, JB, would you run the clock out this close to scoring on the 1 yard line? In college football, against my rivals, when we came in and many people thought we were underdogs and to send a message, JB would go for the touchdown. If I'm coaching the game, I would have gone for the touchdown. Like if they stop us, great. If they stop us 2 times, then we'll kneel on the 3rd time. But we're gonna go out there and execute. It's our job to execute. She said, what about Taco Bell? Taco Bell, hey, sounds good to me too. She says, so they can kneel it down 3 times. They can. Like, I'm pretty sure if this game was a Florida-Georgia game, you can forget them taking it either team would go for the touchdown in that one. But Kansas State, Iowa State, we'll see what Iowa State opts to do. I mean, but honestly, with how the weather has been today and then guys fumbling the ball, probably just go ahead and take the knee just for that sake alone to be safe. You know, the JB, what is incarnate word? You say apparently they are a college football team playing versus Nickel State right now. Really? Huh. I see that the Mystics and the Ace have completed 1 quarter. Mystics up 26-19. Oh yeah, once this game is finalized, JB's gonna be doing a mash, a I'm talking about a mad dash to get some food. I can imagine somebody taking the over on Henson's touchdown, screaming, saying, "Why did they bring it back? They want to see a touchdown." All right, victory formation it is, guys. All right, so he took a knee there. Phoenix says after this game, he's going to check out RC's music playlist. I said, I thought I heard, you said, I thought I heard of everything team, but apparently not. You said, Incarnate Word sounds like a religious Catholic team. Apparently, JB, they play in Southland Conference. Interesting. Samuel says, happy birthday, Laney. Again, Laney's birthday this upcoming Thursday. And so, yes, and JB presumes that his next stream will be on Wednesday, but I don't have the exact time yet. But just know it'll be somewhere close to that, like either 7 or 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Again, that'll be me in the Zoe and also Old Man Mob, picking up where we left off at last year with our pick'ems and sports talk for that one. Phoenix, I haven't made a recent new playlist in a while. All right, that's it. That's the game. So Iowa State wins 24-21 against Kansas State. How about that? That's how we start off our college football season, guys. And what a game it was. We saw a little bit of everything. First half was about the turnovers and defense. Second half was about the offense and just time of possession. And that's what Iowa State took advantage of. I said, JB, you should be telling about all these football teams I've never heard of. You're the Albert Einstein of football. Not when it comes to that level. That's more so black medicine cup of tea right there. So he can do a better job than I can. He says, okay, y'all, peace out. That's right. Hey, JB's got to get some food. But thanks everybody for coming through. Again, it's been great. Good to have a meaningful football game that actually means something played today. It was a close one. It was a good one, guys. Yes, enjoy the rest of your weekend there. Jamie says he's out by good, great. Have a good night. Yeah, good night, good evening to you. See you next time. Phoenix, take care. Enjoy that food for JB tomorrow, too. Enjoy that food and stuff. And have a payday for JB also. And so, Laney, you take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend here. I know there's going to be, more college football games on later if you want to enjoy that. And just, hey, enjoy the time. Your birthday's coming up soon. Great time. Great time. And so, yes, but everybody take care. JB's about to sign off now and see you guys next time.